things up. But Harris had a little bit too much. A few too many turnovers for the Tigers. 6 turnovers, a block punt. Those are stats that will get you every time. But tonight the Tigers come in, again, 0-1. Callaway 0-0 because they haven't played anybody. Bless their hearts, they haven't played since last season because, of course, there was no spring football. You had nothing over the summer, and then they weren't even able to have some scrimmage games earlier. Opelika got canceled just as we were waiting to see how things were going to go to get the season started. So tonight, football starts for the Callaway Cavaliers, and it continues for the Troup High School Tigers. And we welcome in my broadcast partner, Mr. Greg Hicks. And Greg, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Jack. Thank you very much. Right, we went down to Harris County last week, and what a good crowd we had, not only for the Troup Tigers. And, of course, anybody that's been down to Harris County Stadium realizes that they don't – the visitor side's not really –
Don't cater to the visitors.
No, they do not. It's maybe 6 to 8 rows high, and you just – if you brought a huge crowd, you'd just be standing along the fence line. But there were absolutely no social distancing on the home crowd, and certainly not the student body. And, of course, some guys we were talking to coming in earlier today, they said, you really going to think you're going to keep the student body apart? And, of course, I'm looking at across the way and down at our student body, and there's no social distancing going on. A lot of folks are wearing masks.
Let's back up. They're every other row across the way, so they're doing exactly what the students asked them to.
I am at a disadvantage. I am here. Once I get on the field and look back up, I may see that. You're right.
They're sitting. Every other row is marked off across the way.
Yes.
And it's
so here with mask intake.
Yep. And so both sides are doing that. Let's go ahead and take our first break. I think they're working on some technical issues, Greg, and when we come back, we'll preview this ball game. You listen to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports. That will get your message across to everyone. We love supporting our local schools every year. So for your custom t-shirts, signs, banners, embroidery, and more, like Mud Creek Graphics on the Book of Faces, or visit us at 211 Greenville Street.
At ML Aubrey, we are proud to sponsor the Troup Tigers this year. ML Aubrey is the oldest continuously operated family-owned farm supply store in the South. We have feed for every animal, of course, but we do sell lots of Carhartt clothing, plus Rocky, Georgia, Dan Post, and Muck boots. We sell food plot seed with all the different seeds you need. Our 5-way Pats blend is only $16.95 for 50 pounds, and this year, 50 pounds of our own Triple 13 is only $10.45 a bag at ML Aubrey. We are ML Aubrey, Main Street, beautiful downtown Roanoke.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger Football. Jack Moore and Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium. As we were mentioning before the break, I apologize for the technical difficulties we were having there. But the Tigers look to improve their season. They fell last week 28-14 to the Harris County Tigers, or the Harris Tigers, whichever one you want to go with. Callaway Cavaliers haven't played since their playoff run last year. As they went deep in the playoffs once again. Of course, they have their whole defense coming back, Greg, and two big guys in Coleman and the running back both coming back, Dixon.
Yeah.
Really looking for some big things out of that offense tonight, too.
I would think so. Just looking at them on the field, they really look good in uniforms. And I know they're excited about getting their season started. And what better way than one of your local rivalries in the Troup High Tigers. And we expect Callaway to come out. I don't know that they're going to miss Napier. I know Giddings is the new offensive coordinator over there, and Matt. Congratulations to Matt for his victory last night.
LaGrange High picking up their first win.
Yep. And so that was good for him. So should be a good season for LaGrange. And I know Callaway's going to come out here looking to hand the Tigers their second loss in a row. And getting to the Troup side of the things. Last week we were down at Harris County, and at the first start, big game really for Teo Todd. He's a freshman. And, he made some freshman mistakes.
And some of the thing about this struck me as I was reading Kevin Eckelberry's article earlier this week. This is a 14-year-old kid out there leading the offense.
Absolutely.
14-year-old kid as your starting quarterback.
Well, he's not the first freshman in Troup County to start. It's been a while since one happened, but bottom line is he's gonna mature. As Coach G and I were talking on Monday night's radio show there, 7:30 every Monday night at Your Pie Pizza, sponsored by Kia of LaGrange. You guys be sure to tune in on Monday night and get on Facebook and the Eagles Facebook site. You'll be able to watch us live there. But Teo Todd, the quarterback for the Tigers, you're right. He's 14. He's just up from Long Cane. Different type of offense at the middle school, playing with much older kids here at the high school. So he's got high expectations for himself, and the team, the coaching staff has high expectations for him, but they're not concerned about pushing him.
Right.
And I know Teo is very competitive, and he's going to do enough pushing himself. And the coach is going to try to keep him focused. What they want him to do is not take that when you're in the red zone, not try to scramble out and get a 15, 20-yard loss when you could have gotten rid of the ball. Not trying to force it when you're in the red zone, trying to force it on the inside corner of the end zone when you've got three defenders and one wide receiver. So just tuck it, especially if you've got another play to go. Doesn't matter if it's third down, if it's going to be fourth down, but you can live to play one more play.
We actually saw him mature a little bit that just in that game last week. As you mentioned, he did have threw it to triple coverage and interception thrown, but later in the game was able to throw it away, run out of bounds in some situations. So already that maturation process is beginning. Let's take another break. We come back. We got lots more here from Callaway Stadium as the Troup High School Tigers get ready to take on the Callaway Cavaliers live here on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. Michael Lee from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Opelika. We love this time of year and all the excitement of football. We also love that Glenn Smith can play part of supporting high school sports. We salute the team, coaches, bands, cheerleaders, and, of course, the families and fans. We're proud of your Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer of East Alabama and West Georgia. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC. Get ready to smile.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram. Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Moore and Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium as we get ready for this big ball game between the Troup High School Tigers and the Callaway Cavaliers. Greg, coming into this ball game, the two teams have played 10 times before, with each team winning 5 of those. So this is kind of the rubber match between the two teams. We'll see who can come away with the victory tonight to take the advantage in that rivalry that goes back several years.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Should be a well played ball game. Well, when I say well played, hopefully it'll be well played and well officiated. We talked Monday night about 2 years ago. There were more like 35 flags thrown. Last year was a little bit more tame, and I think that was just kind of an overindulgence of the officials trying to early and quick keep it under control. Hopefully we won't have to go through that this year, that they let the guys play football. And because, hey, they're excited. But you're right. This is a rubber match, and so let's see who can come out on top. Should be an interesting ball game, as you as a fans can anticipate.
One part of that, too, Greg, is that these are two teams that have had some success over the past few years. Think about Coach Wiggins and his team. They've been continually to the playoffs year after year since Coach Glisson has kind of turned this program around. We've seen the Tigers go in deep about 3 years ago, struggle a little bit last year. But we see two teams that, again, had a chance to go. And, right now Callaway ranked number 1 in their across the state of Georgia in their classification. And now the Troup High School Tigers, while not necessarily ranked in the top 10, a team that everybody's kind of looking at, and also great potential to come out of this region as the number 1 team.
Well, they were certainly ranked. The Tigers were ranked prior to the game last week. They were ranked 6 in what I'd say a preseason poll. But obviously when you lose your first game, you're going to go out of the polls, and that's exactly what the Tigers did.
Yeah. But, again, we're still expecting big things for this team this year, and it's hopefully to be a lot of fun. Talking more about these Troup High School Tigers, last week was a coronation for a couple of guys last week. 2 that just spring to mind. One, Anthony Ferguson at the running back position, over 200 yards in the game, scored 2 touchdowns, had a really nice game last week. Also, a young man that already we're seeing great things is over on the defensive side, Greg. And Birdsong really came along in his debut for the Tigers.
It's funny that you say that. Both men, one being a senior transfer from Manchester, and Anthony Ferguson. And what an excitement he is when we see him just run the football. And I know we're talking about a kid that's a senior this year, but he transferred from Manchester. And I said that last week he reminded me a lot of Tank Bigsby from Callaway,
right.
As a matter of fact, the way he ran the football, kept his legs chopping, turning, and going. And then you talk about Quay Birdsong. Quay is number 15. I believe, and on the defensive end, and I thought, what do the coaches see in him? It didn't take long to find out what the coaches saw in him. And, this week he also, as a freshman, got his first football offer. And I'm trying to think who that was from. I don't know if you remember.
It was from Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. So, that's pretty exciting to know that the kid's got a lot of growing to do.
As a freshman.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but he's physically going to grow.
Yeah, I think Massey Business College gave me an offer my freshman year at Troup High School. Let's take another quick break. We come back lots more here as we're getting ready for the Troup High School Tigers with the Callaway Cavaliers on Eagle Sports.
Hello, I'm Tommy Whitworth from the Medicine Cabinet. It's great to be back to playing high school football. And since we had football last year, we have added 2 old pharmacy friends, Steve Butts and Dennis Montgomery, to our wonderful staff. The 3 of us combined have over 100-plus years of experience. We look forward to taking care of you and your family here at the Medicine Cabinets, 3 locations in LaGrange, Lee's Crossing, Vernon Road, and Moody Bridge. And as my old friend from Wedowee, Harold Harmon, said, we have the keys in our pocket.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Rogers Barbecue in LaGrange has been locally owned since 1945, and they have daily lunch specials for only $7.29, and that includes your drink and dessert. Tuesday night from 5 to close is all-you-can-eat ribs, and Thursday's all-you-can-eat catfish, and with their Brundrick stew is famous throughout the region. They proudly serve only U.S. farm-raised catfish, so dine in or use a convenient drive-thru Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So come join the crowd at Rogers Barbecue.
Hi friends, TOW Todd Parrish here at Kia LaGrange, and I want to personally invite you to see the evolution of the sedans. Our friends and neighbors at Kia Motors manufacturing plant in West Point have totally transformed the Optima into the sedan of the future. The all-new, totally awesome 2021 K5. Yep, it's okay to stare because it's show-stopping and jaw-dropping. Starting only at $23,988. Hurry on over to Kia LaGrange at 1217 Lafayette Parkway, or check us out online at KiaLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy. God bless America.
Dot number 112750 to Kia of LaGrange for complete details.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Right now in the field, the colors are being presented, and in a moment we'll have the pride of Troup County, the Troup High School Tiger Marching Band, bringing the national anthem. And I believe you'll hear the drum roll begin in just a moment. As the
hey, Jack, I don't know if you noticed, but the color guard came out on the field mighty faster.
They heard us last week talking about
Didn't
that.
they, though?
The band is under the field direction of Drum Major Jackson Everingham.
All right, here comes our band right now with our national anthem.
With the playing of our national anthem.
The pride of Troup County, the Troup High School Tiger Marching Band there with our national anthem. We got just a few minutes, about 10 minutes before kickoff, and let's talk a little more about what we got coming up tonight. As the Troup High School Tigers are taking on the Callaway Cavaliers. Callaway have been a perennial playoff. They've been just about, 8 or 9 years going back, Greg. They've been there just about every year.
Oh, yeah. Pete's, I think this is probably his, 14th year over at Callaway, and I would say probably 10 out of the 14, 15 years he's been over there. The guys have been in the playoffs. He a lot of people, let's go back to the NFL, and we talk about the Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings, and you think, well, what's that got to do with anything? Well, they both went to the Super Bowl 4 times and never won. And in a kind of a way, Coach Wiggins, it gets to the semifinals and just can't seem to get past it. But you know what? I just soon go to the semifinals every year and not get past it, then never go to the semifinals.
Well, you're exactly right.
But eventually, you do want to play for that state championship.
I'll be a bridesmaid forever. It doesn't really matter. But think about this, Greg. He's got a record as a head coach, 138-47. That's not bad at all. That's a lot of winning right there.
Yeah, you're right. It is, Jack. You just bottom line is you and I left a graphic up there for you about the winningest coaches in Georgia high school history, and some of those guys. And I lived in Dalton for several years and got to know Bill Chappell because it was easy to get to know him when he's in your Sunday school class. And he won over 300 football games for Dalton. I think a couple of state championships. But you think 300 wins in 30 years, that's 10 wins a year on average.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to have that? And there's guys in there with, I think, Alan Chadwick up at Marist, he's got like 380-something wins.
386.
Oh, my word, 386 wins. And it's crazy. And there's a lot of coaches' names across the state of Georgia that the average fan has heard of and has nowhere near that kind of win record. But, man, when you're winning 300-plus games, you're in a program that you expect to win every time you walk out there, and you win 10 wins a year. Man, that's something to get used to right there.
Yeah, just look at the active 100-win seasons. I see up in Noonan, Chip Walker. He's got over 144 wins to his credit. Of course, we just talked about Coach. He's Coach Wiggins. He's over at 130-something. Just, guys that just breed success, and we're really starting to see that with Glissan's time here with the Troup High School Tigers. He really seems to inspire a lot of guys. I saw a guy on Facebook tonight. He said that his kids go to Callaway, but he loves the passion that Coach Glissan seems to show to his players. So he's going to pull for Troup tonight.
Well, I think if my kids went to the school, I don't know that I'd go that far, but I certainly appreciate that. And, yeah, Glissan's energy is certainly contagious. No matter what. And I know his first year, he jumped on social media, and there were a lot of coaches out there that kind of turned their nose up and said, he just needs to coach football. He doesn't need to do the social media thing. But, everybody, most every coach out there now is doing social media. Why? Because they have to. They've got athletes leaving them, especially if you're in Metro Atlanta, and you better be on social media. You better be fired up about your team. The good, the bad, the ugly. Be out there because, like you just said a while ago, hey, you get out on social media, you're putting yourself out there. Well, you know what? Be a big boy and just get out there, promote your team, and let the chips fall where they may.
Well, out of that, think about how many players right now are going to be playing on Saturdays that were part of the Troup High School program over the past 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
It's funny that you say that because we were talking earlier. A good friend of mine, Robert Palmer, and I hope Robert graduated with me at Troup High in '79. We were talking earlier. He tends to listen to us on the internet like most of our good, true, loyal fans do. And but we were talking. He said, "Hey, doesn't Callaway hadn't they put more guys in college in the last few years than Troup?" And I said, I hadn't really counted. I would say it's probably even Steven. You've got. I think it all started back with Keyshawn Freeman several years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. One of the first big names to come out of Callaway going to Georgia Tech. And now you've got Tank Bigsby out there. And you've got, help me out, 2 years ago, the big offensive lineman. Yeah, he's down at Auburn. Trying to think. And then you've got
Keandre,
that's right, Keandre Jones is down at Auburn, and then on the Troup side, you've got Kobe Hudson there. You had, of course, I could say some other names, but he did come from Callaway and played his senior year at Troup. But anyway, a lot of kids in this out of this area. I told somebody years ago, I said, it must be something in the water between Chambers County and Troup County. Chambers County, Alabama, Troup County, Georgia, because we have a lot of young men that go into the professional ranks. And I say young men because I see more of that happening, whether it be football or baseball, but a lot of football. But, we're blessed with the talent, and we're not in a metro area, but it's nice to see the talent coming out of, like say, 6, 7 area high schools, counting Chambers County.
Well, I was having a conversation with a friend earlier this week, and they were saying, well, what a team from this area that just took the best from all the different high schools, and you just had one high school. I said, that'd be great. We might be world beaters, but how many kids would not get an opportunity even to see the field if you watered down the product? It was just one team out there. So many kids that may not get seen, that may not really have a chance to mature to their senior year, would never have those chances to get on the field and play, much like they've been able to do the past couple of years with Callaway and Troup. Those guys have been able to get on the field because of the great scoring that their offensive have done, the success they've had. A lot of these kids have seen a lot of playing time.
No doubt about it. I agree with you. That's kind of a debatable scenario there, because you and I know now that we're back in a region that we were several years ago, where we're going to go to Columbus and we're going to play a Spencer team that's probably going to have 40. Last year I think we had 38 to 42 players. Kendrick team.
I thought you were talking about fans.
Well, probably the same amount of fans. Come on, Ed.
Social distancing will not be a problem.
Not a problem in Columbus most this year. No, you're right. But it's sad because people say, no, we really want them because they want to give a chance to play. But the thing about playing, you want to teach a kid that you want to win. You want to learn how to build character and how to develop teamwork and how to rely on your other parts of your team to do some things. And so by that, but you also want to win. And if you just never win, that's got to be a demoralizing. With that being said, it's always a debatable issue. But obviously nothing's going to happen in Troup County anytime soon with that scenario.
Well, one thing that's not debatable is how awesome our sponsors are. Let's hear from them one more time. We come back, we'll have the coin toss, and we'll be ready for kickoff live here at Callaway Stadium on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. This is Rob Smith from Glenn Smith in Opelika. We are happy to be a sponsor of high school football. We believe that high school athletics builds character among young people, and we are honored to lend our support. This is a great area to live, play, work, worship, and retire. In our 28th year, we are your Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer for East Alabama and West Georgia. Online at glennsmith.com, Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC. Get ready to smile.
What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just 4 walls and 4 wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
You still don't need to buy no ugly shirt now.
At Mud Creek Graphics, we have over 23 years of experience bringing you the very best in apparel printing. Our exceptional graphic artists will work with you to create beautiful custom-designed T-shirts for any occasion. But that's not all. Mud Creek is there for you for the printing of banners and signs that will get your message across to everyone. We love supporting our local schools every year, so for your custom T-shirts, signs, banners, embroidery, and more, like Mud Creek Graphics on the Book of Faces, or visit us at 211 Greenville Street.
At ML Aubrey, we are proud to sponsor the Troup Tigers this year. ML Aubrey is the oldest continuously operated family-owned farm supply store in the South. We have feed for every animal, of course, but we do sell lots of Carhartt clothing, plus Rocky, Georgia, Dan Post, and Muck boots. We sell food plot seed with all the different seeds you need. Our 5-way Pats blend is only $16.95 for 50 pounds, and this year, 50 pounds of our own Triple 13 is only $10.45 a bag at ML Aubrey. We are ML Aubrey, Main Street, beautiful downtown Roanoke.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Bowman, Greg Hicks, and Greg, you were down there for the coin toss. They told them to social distance and play hard.
You know, yeah, they sure did. It's funny. You know, 3 of the captains, Zy Varner, Jordan Adams, and Royce White, stayed on the sidelines while Will Cooley went out to the center of the field, and he flipped a coin. And of course, Callaway had because of the visitors, they got to call it. They call heads. They won the toss and deferred to the second half. So Troup High will be on the receiving end as far as – so Callaway will kick off. Since they deferred, they'd rather have the ball in the second half. So it looks like the Tigers will be defending the south goal.
The Tigers
a lot of noise. A lot of noise. Got to love it.
Exciting night. So the Tigers offense will be on the field first. We'll see Teo Todd in that offense with Ferguson and Kelly. They'll get things started off to start this contest. We're going to take one more break. Back to the station. When we come back, we've got kickoff live here from Callaway Stadium on Eagle Sports.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back. Tigers going to get the ball on the kickoff. Running back up to the 20-yard line, and Callaway going to collapse on us there. And that's where our offense will have the ball. 1st and 10. Greg, who had the ball?
Anthony Ferguson takes the ball on the 7-yard line, runs it out to the 20, and he is tackled by a host of Cavaliers. So they'll start actually just beyond the 20 on the 21-yard line.
So the Tigers come out to the line of scrimmage. They're actually going to huddle just a little bit away from the line. They'll break the huddle. It will be Todd at the quarterback position. He'll have Ferguson just to his right, calls for it, turns, hands the ball on the outside sweep. Ferguson turns inside. Great job by the Callaway defense closing in on that one. Leading tacklers is number 51 for Callaway. Big young man right there. That's Austin Thomas.
Really quick on the defense, first defensive play. That ball, they're going to actually put it back to that line of scrimmage. I really thought he lost a couple of yards, but it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers.
Twins to the right, one man wide this near side. Goes back to a pistol set. Todd will call for it, turns, hands the ball to Ferguson right up the middle. He's got a hole. He's going to pick up the first down, and actually real close to first down. Yep, he'll pick up the first down and more across the 30 to the 33-yard line, looks like.
Just a quick belly play right up the middle. Had the right guard pulling, and Braxton Truitt kind of led the defense away, and just right up the middle, kind of success we saw last week with Harris County, right up the gut.
Tigers moving the ball around a little bit. This time we're going to go around the right side. And a Cavalier going to pop back through there. It's number 5 for the Cavaliers. It's Ladarius Williams, and he'll make the tackle in the backfield. We'll lose a couple on that one.
You know, Jack, you've got a kind of just a first series measuring up. You know, sweep to the right, sweep to the left, up the middle. Well, that sweep to the right, Callaway's figuring. You know, probably 8 out of 10 times Ferguson is going to get the ball, so we're going to
key on him.
We're going to key on him. We're going to maybe do some little stunts kind of toward off tackle to get outside, and that's exactly what happened. And wound up losing about 4 yards for the Tigers. 2nd and 14.
Varner in an inside slot to this near side. Handoff into the line, and not a whole lot there. The helmet flies off. I thought it was the ball for a second. But actually no gain, so 3rd down, and actually give him a yard. 3rd and 13.
58 for the Tigers. He's not on my starting lineup, and we didn't get a chance to address that real quick, but that would be
that's Braxton Truitt. There's the snap. Tall sweep coming to the outside. He's going to try to get to the corner. Nice block out there. Frees him up a little bit, but he gets knocked out of bounds. Late hit, no flag. No, there's the flag.
Well, you know, the coaches were yelling, and I don't know if she was grabbing for the flag, and I say she, it may have been a he, but grabbing for I think it was a she, was grabbing for the flag, and there for a minute I thought that she may be flagging the coaches for yelling at her, but it was a slight, oops, I'm sorry to horse collar you type grab.
So here comes the call. Personal foul against Callaway. The first, so they'll move the ball on the penalty. So we'll take that. Keep the drive alive. That's going to move the ball all the way up to the 47-yard line.
You know, we can expect, hey, Kevin, I want to know what Kevin's doing to lose some weight. That's what I needed to do. Echoberry's looking good down here, Jack.
Well, he's always a good-looking fellow. There's the snap. Todd turns, hands the ball off into the line to Ferguson. Ferguson works his way. Going to get about 3, 2nd and 7.
You know, part of that offensive line, P.J. Jones, senior left guard for the Tigers, basically ran right up the middle and got behind Ferguson just kind of pushed him forward, another 2 or 3 yards. So 2nd and 7 looks like for the Tigers.
And that flag's going not a flag, but that play will be whistled dead.
No, Callaway's going to call a timeout.
Timeout called. They take one. We'll take one as well. No score in this one. The Tigers are right now on the drive with 9:21 left to go in the first quarter of play. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
You want pizza. Your whole family wants pizza, but you want it your way, and the kids want it 3 different ways. So what do? You need Your Pie in LaGrange on Bull Street, because at Your Pie, you get your own pizza pie made just for you. Add as many toppings as you want, and the kids make theirs as wacky as they like. Then you enjoy your pizza at Your Pie while your family debates what your youngest ordered. Is it a pizza or a new dish altogether? Your Pie, Bull Street, downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back, my buddy Philip Richardson. We were talking about college folks. Terry Godwin, Greg, he mentioned to me that played at Georgia, and was playing a little bit with the XFL last year. Thanks to Philip for giving me the heads up there.
We got moving on the Tiger line.
Yep. We're trying a little end the round with Ferguson, and that'll back us up 5. So it'll be 1st and 15.
Demetrius Hurd, the right tackle, moved over from defense this year. He kind of stood up just a tad too quick, and they caught him on that. So that, I guess that 15-yard will net back to about 10 yards.
All right, so 1st and 15 now for the Tigers. Trips to the right side. Todd in the pistol set with Ferguson behind him. He'll call for it, looking to pass. Throws across the middle. Almost picked off. Number 7 for the Cavaliers, Gilbert. LaQuare Gilbert almost had that one. That was in his hands.
Well, I'm actually at the angle on the sidelines. I'm right behind Teo Todd, and when he threw it, he literally – I was hoping he saw him, but he just threw it right in his hand. So luckily he dropped the football.
Going back to the running game. And, wow, quickly taken down. That's, again, same young man, this time making the tackle in Gilbert. He is a senior, and he looks good.
Little note, Will Cooley's hat came off. And so, ironically, it's 4th and 14. I don't know if Will's the long snapper, but ironically, he would have had to come out for a play anyway. But, yeah, you got to figure, Moss, Monte Moss is going to come in and he'll run some tailback position as well. But they got to be keying. I would, and it looks like they're doing a good job.
Yeah, all night on Ferguson. That's who I'd be watching. There's the snap. Good snap. Steps up. Gets the kickoff a little short. Bounces it straight up. And the Callaway kid right there at it gets on it. I don't think he's been coached well on that one.
No, a little risky move right there.
All right, so Callaway Cavaliers will have the ball at the 35. Let's take 30 seconds quickly back to the station right here on Eagle Sports.
Seems just like yesterday. He was running around the backyard playing football with his little brother, dreaming about the big game. Now he's here. He worked hard to make the team, and he's ready to take the field. And it's Synovus. We're here to cheer him on. From meeting your personal and business banking needs to pulling for the hometown football team on Friday nights, we're proud to be a part of our community. We're Synovus, the bank of here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Well, before the plays even goes in, the Tigers are going to jump across the line. So Callaway's going to start off with a 1st and 5. That's the way to do it. Tiger defense a little bit over anxious. Callaway moving left to right on your radio dial. They're in all red with black helmets tonight. Black numbers. A little bit of a high snap. Handoff. Cuts back inside. Hit by several Tigers. But my goodness gracious. Can Charlie Dixon run over people? Man, he's so strong.
One of the things you're going to have to do with him, you're not going to go chest up chest with him, and that's what happened just then. They got a flag on the play. But you've got to hit him in the thigh, and you got to hit him hard, bring those feet out from under him. But don't fool yourself thinking you're going to go chest on chest with him.
He's also a kid that runs straight up and down. He's not going to lean into you and kind of turn those legs. He's going to just work his way, fight his way, because he is such a big specimen.
Well, as I mentioned,
they'll actually back him up 5 because there is a flag on that play, as you mentioned, Greg.
So it's a trade-off. We had a encroachment, and now they had a
offsides there,
a little motion going. So we'll
1st and 10 again.
Yep. I wasn't here last year, but I was listening to it on the radio way out in Tunica, Mississippi, and you could tell that Dixon just took over the game when Bigsby went out of the game. So. They're going to expect a lot of things out of Dixon this year.
Quarterback Coleman will stand back in there. Snap to him. He'll back up the pass. Looking, throws it, airs it out way down the field. Got a man out there, but it's going to be overthrown. Falls incomplete. A good route run by the Callaway receiver.
Nazar Easter, the junior cornerback, bit on that little hitch and go, and when the wide out for Callaway got behind him, he was 5 yards behind him, and it was simply an overthrow. So
good protection for the quarterback Coleman.
Yeah.
They'll look to the sideline, get their call. Got 3 different coaches calling different things over there for them. Dixon will stand back there with him. Dixon gets the call. Got a man in the backfield. We got 3 guys hitting him. Finally, he's going to go down. But we had 2 or 3 Tigers run by him, just kind of bounce off him. Man, he is a big young man.
But, big senior hit by big freshman Quay Birdsong. First guy to hit him in the backfield and did not get any gain. And you can give credit for Birdsong making the initial contact and had a lot of Tigers to follow up behind him.
So Callaway now looking at a 3rd down situation, 3rd and 10. Twins to the left. Quarterback Coleman will stand in there, call for the shotgun snap. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the left, got some pressure in his face, throws it down the field, caught, and then knocked out of bounds short of the 1st down. So that will bring up a 4th down.
For the Tigers, 2, and I don't have his number on the starting line.
Corte Morgan.
Sir Morgan.
Yep. So we'll bring out Dwortney Wortham to possibly return this one.
A gain of 9. It's 4th down and 1.
Watch this now. Wiggins will run up a fake every once in a while. Their punter will stand in there. Counts his guys, make sure everybody's there. A little bit high on the snap. Gets the kickoff. Short kick for him, too. Fair catch called, and we're going to step away from it. It'll roll out of bounds at about the 33. So now the Tigers will take over there at the 33. After making, so both teams have punted the ball to start things off here. We're just in the first quarter. 6:34 left to go in the first quarter play.
Tigers will bounce the ball out on the 34-yard line. Good job there by Marcurius Kelly by letting that ball go. He waved it like I'm going to fair catch it, and then he decided to back off. So it was a good move.
Yeah, good move. Offset pistol for the Tigers. Hand the ball to Ferguson. Finds a little bit of running lane initially, but then is brought down in the line. Big 51 again, and he's going to be called all night. Austin Thomas, a senior, makes the tackle. Only a yard gain, 2nd and 9.
Number 20 for the Cavaliers. He's down. Looks like he's grabbing his groin area.
Trey Stevens is that young man. While they take a look at him, let's go ahead and take 60 seconds back to the station. 2 spots back to the station. No score in this ball game. We're in the first quarter play right here on Eagle Sports.
A Southern tradition since 1945, that's Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House. You can find them at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So when you're ready for lunch, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., come to Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for meat, 2 vegetables, and a bread, dessert, and drink for only $7.29. That's a big lunch for a small price. So when you're ready for a delicious barbecue and only U.S. farm-raised catfish, make your way to 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange for Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for a great meal.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back. Here we go. Quick snap. And it's going to be Todd keeping it. Little misdirection. He's across almost to midfield. A great play by the Tigers. He'll pick up the first down to the 48.
You know, we talk about him keying on Ferguson. Guess what? Teo Todd pulled it, picked up about 15, Jack. He fooled a lot of the Cavaliers on that one.
A little 15-yard naked bootleg coming around this near side after faking the handoff to Ferguson.
You know, one of the things you got to get the pressure off, and you got to give the defensive for Callaway. You got to give him a couple to look at.
Ferguson back in the line. He's dragging folks. Good job this time by 35 for the Callaway Cavaliers. Alan Schumann.
He picks up about 5 yards, just right up the gut. So 4 yard. Don't give him a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. As the ball goes over midfield into Callaway territory, Jack.
They break the huddle, make their way back to the line of scrimmage. Ferguson will stand just to the left of Todd this time. Todd calls for it. Actually, it's Kelly in the ball game. Kelly thought they had him in the backfield. He cuts back across midfield, and now he's on his feet. He's off to the races. 30, 25, 20. Kelly goes around the right side. That's not Kelly. Instead, that's A.J. Tucker.
You know, Jack, we talked about A.J. at Long Cane Middle was a tailback. And last year, if you recall, early in the season, Coach Glisson inserted him in at tailback, and he done well, or he did well. But we sure did like to see him at linebacker. So we kind of snuck him in there. And I was just saying, we got to have at least 2 or 3 weapons back there. Woohoo!
You know, Marcurius Kelly is in there at number 1 tonight instead of 11. So it kind of threw me off. Once more into the line go the Tigers. And let's see. That's going to be Ferguson again, the ball carrier. He'll pick up, almost 4 yards on that play.
Yeah, down to the.
Excuse me, I had the spot wrong. That's going to be just 2 yards, so 2nd and 8. Tigers break the huddle. Tigers in their navy with the gold letters, white pants tonight. Todd stands in there. He'll call for it. A little bit low on the snap. He's got blockers ahead of him as we go around the left side, but good job. This time it's number 3, Jalen Shepard, who's led that defense all last year, comes in and makes a tackle in the backfield.
A lot of population over here where the Tigers decided to run on the short side of the field, and another step, and you'd have seen a lot of people starting to scatter.
So Ferguson's going to step off the field. It'll be Tucker coming back in. Tucker will stand to the left of the quarterback, Todd. Wing to the right. Twins to the right side. A man wide to this near side in Zy Varner. Todd back to pass. We mentioned Varner. He's going to go to him in the corner of the end zone. It's going to be overthrown.
It was a good mark, though. He threw it right to the back pylon. Maybe should have had a little bit more trajectory on it, but you got to give credit to the cornerback for Callaway, number 3. Is it Zy Varner came out and did a little hitch, and then he put on his speed, and they're showing each other respect as far as, hey, man, good job covering me. And and he bumped him long enough to keep him out of that back corner. But a good play call. Now we're going to try a 39-yard field goal.
Cody Bray on to attempt this snap. Hold. Kick is up. And the kick is not good. So they'll bring it out to the 20, and that's where Callaway will have it first attempt. But we made an attempt. We got a nice little drive there. And so still no score in this one. We're going to keep it here. 3:42 left to go in the first quarter of play. So we attempted a field goal there. Just to quick to walk you through, the Tigers had the ball first. They punted. Callaway punted. Tigers just then drive across the midfield down to the 29.
Kind of gives you a sense early in the season, what we're, let's get the field goal unit out there. It was third down and actually fourth down and about 8. So why not try it?
A little bit high on the snap. Ball's on the ground. Tigers going after it. They're going to whistle the play dead. Are they going to say that there was movement in the line before the toss?
Yeah, there was whistling right after the ball had snapped. Most of the players didn't hear it. Now we heard it coming from the side judge over here, but beyond that, no. But Troup's all over that football. High snap, bad toss.
Yep. So they'll back them up 5. I guess they'll back them up 5. Wait a minute.
Evidently, they just didn't feel like everybody was set.
Okay, they got a free play there. A very free play, as it's going to be Coleman once again. Hand the ball off to Big Dixon, who fights his way across the 25. I don't know that I really understood what just happened that last play. But that's okay. That's not for me to figure out. Okay, it's third down. Okay, we didn't lose. All right, now I'm with you.
Now, we had Quay Birdsong slanting hard in from the backside defensive end position, and he had gotten around the knees and ankles on Dixon. But, again, Dixon's a powerful young man, and you got to really grab tight, and I think Birdsong's about to figure that out.
Third down now for Callaway. Way high, over his head, rolls down inside. He's going to pick it up, be tackled down at the 2. What great job by the Tiger defense.
On the 1-yard line. 1-yard line, Troup Tigers corral the quarterback for Callaway. They're going to spot it on the 2-yard line, Jack.
Wow. That's a big play. That's also going to bring up fourth down.
Fourth down.
So they're going to have to punt the ball from inside their own end zone.
And so what Coach Glisson is telling them now, back off. Don't rush. We do not need to, if a bad snap's one thing, but do not rough the punter. He said, look, watch the fake.
That happened
chill.
last week.
He's trying, hey, guys, just do not create a penalty. So the punter themselves got enough to worry about being on a baseline.
Well, 4th and 28, and also a bad snap right before that. Lots to think about for this young man. A little bit of a high snap. He'll step up, get the kickoff. Fair catch called for. And they almost didn't let him have it. He muffs the kick. And this looks like it's going to be Callaway ball. I don't know that he was given a chance to catch that, Greg.
Callaway got it, and I didn't get the number on who was calling the fair catch. What Glisson's going to argue about now is that little 3-foot circle.
He was right in his face as he was trying to catch the ball.
Yeah, he was all over him. But you kind of wonder. I mean, you just better be ready to catch it. You got to, and I know they've practiced. So it shouldn't have been anything new to them. But man, you wonder. Man, just back up and let it bounce. Just let it bounce.
So Callaway keeps the ball after the punt. Ball now rests on the 36-yard line. Tigers would have had the ball probably around the 40.
Looks like Callaway's going to call another timeout, Jack.
They call one. We'll take one as well. 60 seconds. Back to the station. No scores. Callaway ball. Minute 48 left to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
Hello, I'm Dennis Montgomery, and I recently joined the wonderful staff here at the Medicine Cabinet on Vernon Road. As a lifelong resident of Troup County, God has blessed me with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience. I look forward to taking care of you and your family with all of your pharmacy needs here at the Medicine Cabinet with 3 locations in LaGrange: Lee's Crossing, Vernon Road, and Moody Bridge. Plus, remember we have great ice cream and shakes at the soda shop here at the Medicine Cabinet on Vernon Road.
Kia of LaGrange would like to personally invite you to see the evolution of the sedan. Kia has transformed the Kia Optima into the sedan of the future. The all-new, totally awesome 2021 Kia K5. Yep, it's okay to stare because it's show-stopping and jaw-dropping. You can drive a 2021 Kia K5 LX model starting at only $23,998. Test drive one today. Kia of LaGrange at 1217 Lafayette Parkway.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back. As an empty backfield for the Cavaliers, they'll throw the ball down the field to Keyshawn Suggs. He'll jump up, make a big catch across midfield down at the 45-yard line, 44-yard line. And Callaway on the move.
And you know it, he was under double coverage. I thought the free safety, Easter, was going to come in, or either Zy Varner was going to come in and make that interception, but it was definitely a jump ball. Hey, give credit. They had a very tall wide receiver out there, and he came down with it.
Callaway will split 2 men wide to the near side. In the backfield will be Coleman and Dixon. And it's going to be Coleman keeping the ball. Excuse me, hand the ball to Dixon. Coleman carrying out the fake. I took it. Dixon goes around the left side. He'll get to the 40.
Yeah, one of the things, now I want you to know the turn of events here, the swing of momentum. They were punting the football. We tackled them on the 2. They were punting the football from the baseline. We tried to fair catch it, lost it. They get a couple of good plays right in the middle, a nice run there, nice toss and catch, and they're well inside the 40-yard line for the Tigers.
A little bit high on the snap. It's going to be Dixon getting ahead of steam around this right side. He's still on his feet. He could go. He could knocked out of bounds inside the 10.
So Quay Birdsong was being held by the tailback in the backfield.
Got a flag.
So it's going to come back. I think, that's why you see a lot of the coaches not getting really excited when they see that flag in the backfield like that.
That's the first time we've really seen Dixon with the head of steam get to the outside.
I told you who I said thought he, but anyway, he looks tough. He's going to make some college program a major asset to their program for sure.
So Hold will bring back that play. They'll get back across the 50 to the 49. 37 seconds left to go here in this first quarter of play. No score. Callaway with the ball. Look at it, second down and long. Coleman rolls out. He's got some time. Throws the ball. It's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, he dropped in behind him, Jack. And of course, he was wide open slanting. He was in front of the free safety and the corners coming across and just threw the ball behind him. An opportunity. It was kind of even tough to intercept because it was on the ground behind him. So you had to be right up against him. So third down and about 16 for Callaway. Incomplete pass, stops the clock with 24 seconds to go in the first quarter. Good crowd here, Jack. Looking both sides. Quote unquote, a sellout based on the available tickets to sell.
A little bit high of the snap again. Coleman throws the ball. Complete. Oh, actually falls incomplete. Wow, that was close. Fourth down now.
Easter was on the defense, but I tell you, Jack, that ball was thrown like a bullet.
Yep.
I mean, it was pinned on him. So it would have been tough for anybody to catch it.
Well, Coleman has really grown as a quarterback over his time. Played in some big ball games.
Jace Godwin will go deep for the Tigers.
There's a snap. Step up, kick the ball.
Nice kick. Get in the end zone.
Rolls it, and it'll come out to the 20. 18 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. We'll keep it here.
Tigers at the 20-yard
And they'll bring it out to the 20, and the Tigers will have it there first and 10. So a punt that we should have gotten the ball back inside around the 40. They finally put the ball in the end zone, and they'll go out to the 20. So the Tigers now will get the ball again.
You know, good defensive stance there by the Tigers. After 3 or 4 really positive plays from Callaway, in that, after that punt, and then, of course, we muffed the reception, muffed it to fumble it, and unfortunately, but good defense there.
Ferguson in the backfield. The handoff to him. He'll come back inside. And, Greg, if there was ever a better word than keying on a young man, that's exactly what's happening, as everybody in a red shirt is trying to hit Anthony Ferguson.
No doubt about it. If I'm a linebacker, I've got my eyes on number 3 and only number 3 because, he's going to get the ball 80% of the time. You know what? That means I'm going to get a high number of tackles.
I'm going to hedge my bets. That's the end of the first quarter of play. There's no score, but it's a heck of a ball game. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. This is Kenny Sin from Glenn Smith, Oklahoma. We are happy to be a sponsor of high school football once again. We believe that high school athletics builds character among young people, and we are honored to lend our support. This is a great area to live in. Play, work, worship, and retire. In our 28th year, we are your Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer for East Alabama and West Georgia. Online at glennsmith.com. Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Buick GMC. Get ready to smile.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger Football. No score in this one so far, as we are now looking at a fresh set of minutes, 12 minutes to go until halftime. One of the things we're going to really kind of spotlight at halftime today is the Troup High School Tiger Band. Right now so far, and the way things are running, the away bands aren't playing. So Callaway's band is not here to play tonight, except for just in the stands. I don't think they'll march tonight. But the Tiger Band will be on the field, and we'll let you hear some of those songs, since I know a lot of people aren't able to be here. So tell your friends, tell your family, you'll be able to hear the band in just a little while during halftime. Hopefully we'll be able to celebrate that we've got some scoring going on by the Troup High School Tigers as they now have the ball. Also, Greg, I don't know if you noticed, you got one of our buddies, Frankie Holmes, is over there running chains.
Yeah,
with the
I saw Frankie. I saw Frankie earlier, and he said that they strong-armed him into pulling the chains. He's excited about it, though. Sure is.
A little bit of a low snap. Todd going to be tackling the backfield.
All right, so a flag's down, a helmet's off, and I don't know if one of our offensive linemen who was blocking for Teo grabbed a face mask, pulled it off, or if it maybe was a defensive face mask maybe. Let's see what happens.
Flag on the play.
Looking down there to see what the man in the white hat says. Personal foul against
so
Callaway.
They probably grabbed and pulled his helmet off. And I don't think it was Todd's helmet. I think it was one of the interior linemen.
Yep. So 15-yard penalty. We'll move the ball down and keep this drive moving.
First down, Tigers.
Ball will now rest just across the 35-yard line at the 36. We'll get Frankie a lot of extra exercise tonight down there on the flag. There's the snap. Faking it. Todd's going to tuck it and go. He's hit by 2 or 3 guys going around the left side. He'll actually get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Granted, you've got Ferguson sweeping, and we've talked about a lot of people keying on him. Got to do a really good job at selling that football in Ferguson's gut, though, before you pull it. And it's all a timing thing, because not only you got to sell it, but you got to create some yards, because he pulls it, and then he goes off left tackle, and he picks up a hard yard. And, with those linebackers sitting 4 or 5 yards off the field, they're just sitting back there watching to see what's happening.
Todd all by himself in the backfield this time. Throws a quick out, and it's going to be incomplete.
Chase Childs, it was intended for, sophomore wide receiver. It had a lot of zip on it. He did have to jump up for it, but everybody's hollering to catch the ball. And, yeah, you're right. He should have had that ball. No, whether he would have gained a lot of yards, because they were – defense for Callaway was right on top of it. But, again, you got to catch those.
So third down now. We're in the second quarter of play. No score. Each team has had little bursts of excitement with their offenses, but defenses have played well on both sides of the ball. Trips to this near side. Single back in the backfield with the quarterback, Todd. Todd will toss sweep around this near side. Ferguson trying to get somewhere. Oh, wow, he is just leveled. This time it's number 5. Once again, Ladarius Williams, the senior.
Yeah, it's almost, and I hate to say this, but the old Gale Sayers of the day, if you guys remember some of the Gale Sayers films, or actually, better yet, Sweetness, where he would come and he would take that pitch and he'd say, oh, he'd turn around and go back the other, Walter Payton. And it's almost like you want to see Ferguson do the Walter Payton move where he spins it and just does a 360 or a 180 and goes back to the reverse side.
I can guarantee he does not know who either of those people are. There's the snap, a little bit low. We'll step up and get the punt hit there. So we'll get the ball back. They'll hit the punter. They're going to receive it back at the 15. Try to make their way upfield. A little dance in there. And back up the side. A block in the back they're not going to call. Finally knock him out of bounds. But that's going to come back with a roughing the kicker penalty.
Yeah, it depends. Is it roughing the kicker or running into the kicker?
They spun him around pretty good, and that's something they need to teach that young man.
Yeah.
Because when you've been hit, you're supposed to stay on the ground and not try to take out the guy out of bounds.
I think he's a 5-yard penalty, repeat 4th down is what I think I read his lips.
Oh, well, that's not what I wanted.
If that's the case, we'll have to repunt the football.
Again, if he just had laid there on the ground just a little bit longer, he could have sold that into a 15.
Well, you got to also when you got to fall. Oh! You got to do yelling. Make the ref think.
One of my good high school buddies, Robbie Morton, was the king of selling the block punt.
I don't know why they don't teach that in theater. Come on now. Who's the theater coach at Troup? We need to have our punters come down and have a class with her.
She could put a good costume on them, that's for sure. She is excellent at that.
Well, now it's still 4th and 7, and obviously the Tigers still punting the football.
Isaac Andrews back to punt the ball for the Tigers this time. And a late entry by the Tigers, and they're going to have to call a timeout.
And a late arrival to the punting team,
Yep.
So
they take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 30 seconds back to the station. Tigers with no score, as the Cavaliers have no score. It's 10:05 left to go the first quarter play right here on Eagle Sports.
State Farm, this is Bill.
Finally got me, Bill.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes.
Oh.
Year after rim-wrecking year, it's tormented the people of this town. It got me good.
But State Farm's got you too.
You hear that? You ain't nothing.
You trash talking a pothole?
Yes, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Tigers lined up to punt the ball away. Single back deep for Callaway. There's the snap, a little bit low, bounces up. Our kicker will get on it, and he'll be brought down back at about the, block it down at the 19-yard line, and snaps are a problem tonight.
Isaac Andrews was good able to. I was hoping he would fall on the football. He would have fell on it about the 22. He picks it up, and you never want to see your punter pick it up and run with it because you're just scared. And he wound up holding on to the football. He did lose 2 more, so Callaway will take over at the tip of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Again, man, what a lot of, just situations back and forth that, we're doing it to ourselves, and, then Callaway does it to themselves. But what we got to let Callaway do it to themselves, and we've got to take advantage of that.
Callaway with the ball down. There's the snap, and it's going to be this time number 2, Dixon. Once again, right up in there. Philip Richardson, my Callaway guru and expert, reminds me that Dixon was the one that came in last year and spelled Tank Bigsby when he was hurt and kind of ran all over the Troup High School Tigers. And tonight he's doing a pretty good job again.
Yeah, Quay Moss felt the brunt of his shoulder just then where he came up to try to tackle him, and he kind of put the mojo on Moss.
High snap, turn, hand the ball off again. He finds some room to run around the left side. He's hit, knocks the man down. He'll go into the end zone for a touchdown. Callaway strikes first.
Again, we had a couple of Tigers that says, hey, that big number 2, I think I'm going to try to hit him chest high. It's not going to work.
It was more like a chest bump, like when you just scored.
No, it
two
was
guys
a chest.
Just kind of jump up
it was certainly a chest bump bump, Jack, is he bumped him all the way to the ground and trotted into the end zone. So, I think after getting run over a couple times, you got to hit him in the thigh. There's no doubt about it.
Just a two-play drive there from the 19. It's always going to be hard to stop a good team when they have great field position like that. 7-0 is your score in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers. 9:06 left to go in the first quarter of play. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station. Let's do Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Roman, Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium. Tigers trail right now by a score of 7-0 as Callaway takes advantage of a bad snap. Tigers to lose the ball back inside the 19-yard line. And 2 plays, Dixie goes into the end zone. 4-6, and then extra point is tagged on, and it's 7-0. Callaway will kick the ball off. Nice kick, high kick.
Ferguson.
Take it back at the 5, up to the 10, 15. Get behind some blocking. Trying to work our way to the 20 and not going to make it. Going to get stopped at about the 16-yard line. So that's where the Troup High School Tigers will take it there, 1st and 10.
One of the things you could see right there about the Callaway Cavaliers is they really had some good pursuit on kickoff, and they all maintained their lanes. Ferguson picked the ball up maybe about the 6-yard line. He and Teo Todd were back deep. They kicked it to Ferguson. Ferguson then, rather than going north and south, tried to find a wall over toward the Callaway sidelines. He picked up 10 yards, but 10 or 12 yards, but there was a long run to pick up those.
So the Tigers will put trips to this near side. Ferguson will be in the backfield along with Todd.
About halfway through the second quarter.
Yep.
Tigers got to get something going. They got to answer that score there, Jack.
I agree, Greg. A couple of big plays to do it. A little bit of a low snap. Todd looks to pitch, now throws across the middle, bounces it up to his intended receiver, number 14, Dwortney Wortham.
So Buddy Wortham wide open out here, sitting at about the 27-yard line. The cornerback had actually slipped down, trying to take the inside route to intercept, and Wortham is sitting out here wide open. And you can just see on that distance, now Todd's got the arm, no doubt about it, that he's just got to work on his trajectory at that yard length.
Trips once again to the right. Just a wingback receiver on the left side. Todd rolls out to this near side, looks, throws it, and it's going to be low. I think they're going to call that incomplete, intended for Neville Dean.
Same thing. You had DeVale Dean slid down. You had Zy Varner doing the trail. He had just jumped in behind the linebackers. Both kids were wide open. Again, it's just something that Todd will continue to work on, and he will get better at that. He'll make these passes. He'll complete these passes soon, and the kids receiving them will be able to turn and run with the football.
It came out a little bit like a duck that time. To this wide side, it's going to be Dean at the slot receiver. Ferguson will stand in there with Todd. Todd rolls, looks to pass, got a man from his backside coming at him. He's going to fight him off, and another guy's going to spin him down. So good job of being elusive for one, but the other guy got him. It's going to bring up 4th down.
But you know what? Give him credit, man. He wasn't going down easy. He spun out of one hand. He kept fighting. He knew that he was under huge pursuit, and he was just running for his life, trying to create something. And it's so good. You got to like his grit for sure.
Yeah, backside pursuit got him. So punt team once more on the field. And we got to have a good snap here.
Andrews once again back to take the snap for the Tigers, and he'll be about halfway down in the end zone. I'll back up here to see if I can get some kind of view on it.
There's a snap. He steps up, gets the ball off. Not too bad on the punt. Bounces. And it's going to take a Tiger bounce up to the 46-yard line, and that's where Callaway will have it 1st and 10.
Good job by Andrews making that punt. He had some good blocking in the end zone like that. He's nervous, especially after what had just happened. So did a good job getting that punt off. And good job by the punt coverage team, too, to get down the field.
7:47 left to go in the first half of play. 7-0 is your score in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers. Callaway makes their way back onto the field.
You know, I don't want to open up the box there, but this has been a good call football game the first half, Jack.
It has. Fake handoff to the receiver coming around the outside, and they're going to hand the ball off to
Dixon.
Dixon going to be taken down this time by number 52 for the Tigers, Christopher Hilton.
You know the Tigers on defense, again, just like the Callaway defense knows 80% of the time that number 3 is going to get the football, you know that number 2 is going to get the football on the Callaway side. And I realize we've got stunts going on and what have you, but if I'm Tucker or Varner or one of the linebackers, my eyes on big number 2.
It's going to be the quarterback. Going to roll to his right, throws down the field, and it's complete inside the 20.
Oh, they're going to call it incomplete, Jack.
Okay. He sold it well from up here, but I'll be happy with the incomplete pass.
But, I don't see any of the coaches arguing, and I don't see the receiver arguing, so that tells me that, hey, good call.
Ball hit the ground, then he slid up under it. Good job. He kind of threw off his back foot.
But one of the things you can tell the difference was that Coleman for the quarterback at Callaway. Is it Demetrius Coleman?
Yes, sir.
Pardon me?
Yes, you got it.
And he's a senior?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, you can see the obvious difference is his downfield trajectory, and so it's just exciting to see the maturity of these kids, and I just can't wait for Todd. I'm excited to see him make those passes down the field as well.
It's going to be Coleman looking to throw it across, complete at the 30, and he'll catch it, go out of bounds. It will be a first down for Callaway.
Tell you what, there's a flag on a play off the opposite side of the field, but he was driving Easter back, and you think he was going deep. He turns around, the wide receiver all of a sudden slammed on brakes, turned back up, and the ball was waiting on him at about the Tiger 34-yard line. So excellent pass play and route ran by the wide receiver for Callaway. Unfortunately, that's going to go back 5 yards. I believe it was holding off the offside.
I think just a movement call, just offsides. It's only 5 yards back. So Callaway, just like the Tigers, they get something big happening, and then a penalty or something kind of slows that momentum. So Coleman will stand there. He'll take the snap, roll to his right, looking. He's going to keep the ball, go out of bounds. And we're going to get a flag for a late hit as we tackled him once he got on the white on the other side.
Well, it's not like we personal fouled him, head-butted him or forearmed him, whatever. He was tackling him, and he was actually drug out of bounds. And so,
it's a bang-bang play there.
That was one of those you could flip a coin on.
I'd rather it flip our way. Things just keep on flipping the Callaway way right now. So it will be a first down for the Cavaliers. Ball all the way down near the 30-yard line. Just shy of it at the 31.
Jack, I almost needed one of your janitors in the old days to help me up off the ground that time.
When you get stuck in the middle of the hall.
Yeah. We may have encroachment, so that's going to add another 5 to it.
Actually, we're having problems with the chains.
Good.
So
Birdsong had kind of jumped real quick, and so that's good. When I heard the whistle blow, it's like, oh, here we go. The chain gang's having challenges over there. We got a new crew tonight, and
Coach Wiggins is going to see if he can help.
All right, they're going under the hood, I believe, Jack. They've laid the chain down. They're going under the hood.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Chain gang.
Chain
is that
gang.
what I hear?
That's the sound. That's the sound of a commercial coming up. 7-0 is your score. Get to 6:23 left to go here. The first quarter play. 30 seconds. Back to the station on Eagle Sports.
You still don't need to buy no ugly shirt now.
At Mud Creek Graphics, we have over 23 years of experience bringing you the very best in apparel printing. Our exceptional graphic artists will work with you to create beautiful custom designed t-shirts for any occasion. But that's not all. Mud Creek is there for you for the printing of banners and signs that will get your message across to everyone. We love supporting our local schools every year, so for your custom t-shirts, signs, banners, embroidery, and more, like Mud Creek Graphics on the Book of Faces, or visit us at 211 Greenville Street.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. The Tigers defense has got to step up big time right here. First down for Callaway. Ball resting on the 31-yard line. They were able to score with the ball on the 19 earlier. Punch it right in on a two-play drive. Let's see what happens here. Coleman will stand back there. High snap, handled quickly to Dixon. Tell you what, give Coleman a lot of credit because most of those snaps have been high. He had to really climb the ladder to bring that one down.
You know, Blake Alford, who is assisting me on the sidelines, he's pulling the electrical cables along the side behind me, so make sure we can stay active down here. He says, you know, they're snapping the ball high. It's not a matter of if they're going to make another mistake, but when they're going to make that mistake.
Let's see if the Tigers can capitalize on it. Good snap that time. Dixon with the ball, cuts inside, and we hit him, and then he drives right on over us. Good initial hit by number 10, Jace Godwin. Jace, a hard hitter, tough guy, but he was really no match that time inside for Dixon.
Well, you know, no one's really a match for Dixon. He's really bigger. I don't even know if we got a kid on the defense that is as big as he is. Perhaps Zy Varner, but you just got to hit him. You got to hit him in the hip. You got to hit him hard.
They look back to the sideline, get the calls from their coaches. Dixon will roll over to the left side. Coleman will keep it. He'll tuck it and run up the middle, following his blockers. He'll actually just trip up across the 20. That yard line got him.
He gets the first down inside the 20. They're going to mark him about the 18, maybe the 19. And they're in a hurry-up offense. 4:58 to go in the second quarter. Will Cooley is going to be patched in here, Jack, on the defensive line for the Tigers. Will's our starting center. And as Glisson said Monday night, he'll be alternating P.J. Jones and Will Cooley and Royce White in on defensive line a little bit.
10 seconds on the play clock. They'll finally get down and ready to go with this particular play. Coleman calls for it, looking, scrambles to the outside. Got a man in after him. He's going to bring him down. A flag on the outside.
Zy Varner catches him from the backfield, but there's a flag on both sidelines, and that indicates that it's illegal procedure by Callaway, so it'll back them up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll take any little bright lights of hope at this point in time. Tigers have been playing behind all season long against Harris County last week, now against the Callaway Cavaliers this evening.
Result of the play was a 3-yard loss. It's second down and 13.
So they're going to actually keep the play and not take the penalty because they did tackle them for a loss. So second down and 13.
So always hustle, as Zy Varner did that time, catching him from the backside.
That might be your next big T-shirt. Always
taken
hustle.
by the Tigers, Jack.
Tigers will take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 7-0 is your score in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers. 4:08 left to go in the first half of play. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Hello, I'm Steve Butts, and recently joined the wonderful staff here at the Medicine Cabinet on Moody Bridge Road. As a lifelong resident of Troup County and 32 years of pharmacy experience, I look forward to reacquainting myself with old Coley Drugs customers and to taking care of you and your family with all your pharmacy needs here at the Medicine Cabinet, with 3 locations in LaGrange, Lee's Crossing, Vernon Road, and Moody Bridge. Remember, we still do custom compounding of prescriptions here at the Moody Bridge location, and I have the keys in my pocket.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Yeah, we got a lot of folks with some keys in their pocket out there, Greg. A lot of our sponsors have keys, and I don't like to have my keys in my pocket. I kind of clip them to my hip.
Sorry, I was texting you, Jack.
That was really funny stuff I was saying there. You just totally missed.
No, I got every word of it. As a matter of fact, I think I asked Coleman the other day, and he says, well, you know, he asked Harold Harmon if he could use that. And he said a little short story about it. Jim Weiss actually came up with that little slogan, I got the keys in my pocket. And so, yes, Steve called him and asked him. He said, sure. I said, well, you know, every time Steve says that, I think of H&M Drugs.
In Wood Dowey. All right, we're ready to go. Here's the snap. Quickly thrown out, complete. And good job of running with the ball. It loses the ball. Can the Tigers get on it in time? Let's see. Looks like Callaway has the ball. They do. They completed the pass, brought him down. The ball came out for a moment, but the Cavaliers will get back on top of it.
No, Jace Godwin was tackling the football and ripped it out of his hands, and we had 4 Tigers all over it, and guess what it did? It bounced right back into the receiver's gut, and he fell right on top of it. So I don't. It'll go as a
completed pass and a fumble recovery.
So, but it's third down.
This is a 6-1-3 in your playbook if you're keeping score tonight. There's the snap. Throwing to the end zone, has a man back there, and we're going to get an interference call. Actually, caught it out of bounds, I think, but it's going to be an interference call.
Well, they're going to call a touchdown too, because even from my perspective, I think it looked like he caught it.
I thought
with
it was
a single foot down.
I thought it was out of the back. We had Jace Godwin back there, but he just kind of grabbed his shoulders. Let's see what the officials say. Great pass. Coleman threw a beauty.
Touchdown, Callaway.
It will be a touchdown. So the Cavaliers complete one into the end zone, and they'll now attempt the point after touchdown. .322 left to go. Here comes the extra point. Here we go. Snap, hold, kick is up. And the kick is good. 14-0 with 3:22 left to go here in the first half of play. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station on Eagle Sports.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit oneffc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back. 14-0 in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers tonight. Troup High School Tigers have given them the ball inside the 40 twice. And the Cavaliers have taken advantage of both of those drives, the last 2 drives they've had.
So we'll have Ferguson and Todd back deep, Jack, right about the 10-yard line. If you notice, he's been kicking them off to about the 7.
There's the kick. Nice high kick. Taking this up, bounce up. Actually, bounce up, roll down to the 5, roll into the end zone, and they'll call it a touchback.
Roll back in the end zone. I mean, yeah, that was a lifesaver there. You could just see it from our trajectory down here, Jack. It was a short kick, and it was one of the hesitations by Ferguson. He hesitated for just a second. He ran up and he said, "Oh, no, I better stop and let it go." And it bounced right by him. Luckily, it didn't hit him. Free ball. Woo! We're glad it bounced in the end zone.
It did, and the Tigers will bring it out to the 20 and have it there 1st and 10.
With 3:18, Jack, Tigers really, it would be nice if we could make a score before halftime.
Twins to the left. And Todd going to try to hand the ball to Ferguson. Ferguson trying to pick his way, but he's going to be brought down by a host of Callaway Cavaliers. And we do have some great guys up front blocking, but right now, Callaway's just keying on Ferguson. Everywhere he goes, they put a man.
I'll tell you what, both defenses have played well, for sure. Don't know that I wouldn't give the edge to the Callaway defense because, man, they're just all over the place.
Once more, Todd going to throw the ball.
Yes.
Complete across the middle at the 30. Going to get down to the 39-yard line. That's going to be
Buddy Wortham. Sorry, Jack, I'm struggling with the reception down here, but
I can hear you fine.
Nice job. Nice catch. Nice throw. First down, Tigers.
All right, so opening up things a little bit. Give an opportunity to move this offense down to 2 minutes and 21 seconds. They look back to the sideline to get the call. Dean will be slid wide out to this near side. We'll have Easter in at the slot and a timeout called by the Tigers. Quick timeout. We'll take 30 seconds back to the station. 2:08, the Tigers trailing 14-0 against the Callaway Cavaliers on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. Brian Bonner from Glenn Smith in Opelika. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football. We also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We salute the teams, coaches, band, and cheerleaders, and, of course, the family and friends. We are proud to be your Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer for the East Alabama and West Georgia. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Glenn Smith, Chevy, Buick, GMC. Get ready to smile.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back. Frankie Holmes having time to look at his phone while he's working the chain over there, Greg. He said that it was not the chain gang's fault. They had to call time a little bit ago.
Blake Alford and I were just talking down here on the sidelines that, reminder, hey, guess what? Callaway gets the ball the second half, so it sure would be nice if these Tigers could score.
A little bit low snap. Ferguson gets around the left side. Following his blockers, he's going to get about 6 yards out of that play, across the 45. Actually, they'll mark him right at the 45, so brings up second down and 5.
Yeah, Royce White leading the left side surge over there. And I had to see Will Cooley had scraped his guy and go downfield to block, as all offside linemen should. And nice job, 6-yard gain, as you said. So second down and 4 for the Tigers. Clock still runs. Minute 37, minute 36. And, they're still on our side of the 50.
Let's see if we can change that with this play. And it's going to be, once again, right up the middle with Ferguson. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it, third down.
Had a little disguise going, had the right tackle, Truitt pulling out, and it didn't fool the nose guard as he stood up and just kind of bear hugged Ferguson. You were hoping when you do a kind of a decoy like that, you hope that the guy will follow you in thinking that that's where the play's going. And it's got to happen so quick, and that's most time when it works right. That's why you see those guys right up the belly. They run, and all of a sudden, within 2 seconds, they're in the way in the backfield.
Todd going back up to pass. Got some pressure. Throws it. And it's going to bounce around. Caught at the last minute by number 14, Wortham. He's still down the sideline. Going to go out of bounds at the 25. Just the ball tipped around. Good job. They practice that in practice every day.
Hey, nice pass by Teo Todd, too, in his hands, but just popped out of his hands. You could hear it hit the shoulder pads, popped out of the shoulder pads. Buddy Wortham's right there on it, and he just zigzags his way down inside the, 25-yard line? As I make my way down?
They're at the 25. That's correct.
With 28 seconds, clock's running. We got to do something like run a play, step, drop. Now, you can't drop it from the shotgun. You got to run a play.
Man in motion. Todd back to pass. Got some pressure. Breaks him out of his pocket. Looking. He's going to just run up the field. He's getting out of bounds as he spun it down and finally brought down at the 28. He's lost some yardage. Clock ticks down to 5, 4, 3.
We're out of timeout, so that's it.
That's another one of those situations where a little maturity would have taken him out of bounds to get another play.
Well, you also, as you're scrambling, you wonder if you should just throw it out of bounds. So again, we talk just a lot of things that you got to love his grit and his scramble, but at the same time, you got to know what down and distance is, where your timeouts are, et cetera, et cetera. Let me see if I can get a word with Glisson as they make their way, and he may or may not want to talk. We'll see in just a second.
I'll just hang here with you.
All right, he's coming to me. All right, Coach, tell me about the first half.
Oh, we just hurting ourselves big time. I mean, our special teams have been atrocious. And, I don't know about that call down there on that 3rd and 15, and I thought it was out of bounds. But, hey, hats off to them. They're playing hard. We got to fix us. It ain't about them. We got to fix us.
Good job, Coach. You got to like his comments. He's just being straight up. Hey, you don't worry about them. We got to fix us. We're the ones making the mistakes. They're making their mistakes, but we got to capitalize on them. And surely, if we make our mistakes, we got to fix our mistakes for sure.
There's a lot of mistakes in there. Last week that was the big issue with 6 different turnovers last week. Tonight we've had some problems, as he's mentioned, on special teams. That's been the big bugaboo. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more. We've got the band coming up. We'll let you listen to some of that. But right now, the Troup High School Tigers are trailing the Callaway Cavaliers by a score of 14-0. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Hi, friends. TOW Todd Parrish here at Kia LaGrange, and I want to personally invite you to see the evolution of the sedans. Our friends and neighbors at Kia Motors manufacturing plant in West Point have totally transformed the Optima into the sedan of the future. The all-new, totally awesome 2021 K5. Yep, it's okay to stare because it's show-stopping and jaw-dropping. Starting only at $23,988. Hurry on over to Kia LaGrange at 1217 Lafayette Parkway, or check us out online at KiaLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy. God bless America.
Dot number 112750 is at Kia of LaGrange for complete details. Rogers Barbecue in LaGrange has been locally owned since 1945, and they have daily lunch specials for only $7.29, and that includes your drink and dessert. Tuesday night from 5 to close is all-you-can-eat ribs, and Thursdays all-you-can-eat catfish, and with their Brundrick stew is famous throughout the region. They proudly serve only U.S. farm-raised catfish, so dine in or use their convenient drive-thru Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So come join the crowd at Rogers Barbecue.
This moment of relief brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with insurance for what you value most.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit oneffc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. The Tigers trailing right now 14-0 against the Callaway Cavaliers, and it's been a game of mistakes for the Troup High School Tigers. Let's kind of run through things a little bit to just kind of let you know how we got to where we are. We began with the Tigers getting the ball first, and as Greg mentioned earlier, it'll be Callaway getting the ball in the second half. But the Tigers got the ball first. They had to punt the ball. Callaway got the ball. They punted the ball back to the Tigers. The Tigers got the ball in the 34. They were able to move the ball down the field pretty well. H.A. Tucker came in and ran the ball very well. Right now, they're keying on Anthony Ferguson pretty much everywhere he goes. They send a man. We attempted a field goal, but it fell incomplete. And so we were back. The Cavaliers got the ball back at the 20-yard line. Now, they had a bad snap in that series. Got the ball all the way back to the 2. They punted the ball. It went high up in the air, and we called for a fair catch, but muffed the punt. A little bit of a discussion on that. It's my belief that they did not give him that buffer zone, that room to catch the ball. But regardless, the ball goes back over to the Callaway Cavaliers. Cavaliers drive down to the 36 on the other side. They end up having to punt the ball, and the Tigers get the ball back at the 20. Right at the end of the first quarter, they have to end up with a bad snap situation of their own. They give the Callaway Cavaliers the ball back on the 19. 2 plays later, it's right into the end zone. It's Charlie Dixon doing that job. 7-0 was your score. Then the Troup High School Tigers get the ball again. They drive only to the 16. They have to punt the ball. On the 16 is where they started that drive, excuse me. They have to punt the ball again. Callaway gets the ball on the 46 of the Tigers. Again, when you give them that sort of great field position, it's just hard to keep them out of the end zone. They were able to drive down eventually, and they put 7 more, so 14-0 was your score. Tigers got the ball one more time, had a nice pass across the middle, a pass that bounced off some shoulder pads of the Callaway Cavaliers to Ortney Wortham. Buddy Wortham caught that, but he was able to get out of bounds inside the 25. But we weren't able to do anything else as the last play. The clock ticked down as they tackled our quarterback, Todd. So that's where we are. 14-0 is your score. We'll take one more break. When we come back, it's the Troup High School Tiger Marching Band for your listening entertainment right here on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. I'm Kelly Watkins with Glenn Smith in Opelika. We love this time of the year with all the excitement in football. We also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We salute the teams, coaches, bands, the cheerleaders, and of course the families and fans. We are proud to be your Chevrolet Buick GMC dealer for East Alabama and West Georgia. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC. Get ready to smile.
Hello, I'm Tommy Whitworth from the Medicine Cabinet. It's great to be back to playing high school football. And since we had football last year, we have added 2 old pharmacy friends, Steve Butts and Dennis Montgomery, to our wonderful staff. The 3 of us combined have over 100 plus years of experience. We look forward to taking care of you and your family here at the Medicine Cabinets, 3 locations in LaGrange, Lee's Crossing, Vernon Road, and Moody Bridge. And as my old friend from Wedowee, Harold Harmon, said, we have the keys in our pocket.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. We're going to turn over the mic to the band as they're going to give you some of their halftime show on the field right now. There's the Troup High School Tiger Marching Band, just kind of getting their feet wet this year as they're getting things started. Of course, just like the football program, a lot of things were held back from them. They didn't get to practice in the spring so much. The summer didn't get a chance to get together. So heard it, the band heard it, just kind of getting the information out to the kids, practice this, but not really having the chance to get the marching down. But they'll do that, and we'll see them a lot more later in the season. Right now, you're going to see a lot more from us after these messages from our sponsors. Let's take another sponsor break. Back to the station as the Tigers are trailing 14-0 to the Callaway Cavaliers on Eagle Sports.
You still don't need to buy no ugly shirt now.
At Mud Creek Graphics, we have over 23 years of experience bringing you the very best in apparel printing. Our exceptional graphic artists will work with you to create beautiful custom designed t-shirts for any occasion. But that's not all. Mud Creek is there for you for the printing of banners and signs that will get your message across to everyone. We love supporting our local schools every year, so for your custom t-shirts, signs, banners, embroidery, and more, like Mud Creek Graphics on the Book of Faces, or visit us at 211 Greenville Street.
At ML Aubrey, we are proud to sponsor the Troup Tigers this year. ML Aubrey is the oldest continuously operated family-owned farm supply store in the South. We have feed for every animal, of course, but we do sell lots of Carhartt clothing, plus Rocky, Georgia, Dan Post, and Muck boots. We sell food plot seed with all the different seeds you need. Our 5-way Pats blend is only $16.95 for 50 pounds, and this year, 50 pounds of our own Triple 13 is only $10.45 a bag at ML Aubrey. We are ML Aubrey, Main Street, beautiful downtown Roanoke.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Kia of LaGrange would like to personally invite you to see the evolution of the sedan. Kia has transformed the Kia Optima into the sedan of the future. The all-new, totally awesome 2021 Kia K5. Yep, it's okay to stare because it's show-stopping and jaw-dropping. You can drive a 2021 Kia K5 LX model starting at only $23,998. Test drive one today. Kia of LaGrange at 1217 Lafayette Parkway.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Bowman, Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium as we got to hear from the pride of Troup County, the Troup High School Tiger Marching Band just a moment ago. As they were able to give us a little bit of their session as they're going to be building on that show as the season goes on. You know, it's a different thing for everybody, Greg, as high school football is very different. We've still got teams at the college level still trying to work into maybe getting a chance to play as SEC looks like they're going to get started pretty soon. But you still got some of the Midwestern teams trying to lobby into getting to play. But ultimately, it's just great to be out here on a Friday night enjoying some high school football.
Absolutely. You can see the fans on both sides. And, you know, looking at Callaway, I know a lot of the Troup and Callaway fans are actually working on going to the concession stand. But if you look in the end zone, they allow chairs to come in. You can bring your lawn chair, set them to grass, both end zones. You got a lady down here in the south end zone, Jack, with actually in the north end zone. She's got a cooler and a couple of lawns. They're out here.
Is this a Braves game from the 1970s?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funny looking, but it's interesting. And so, you know, it's nice to see a more of a relaxed seating atmosphere. Of course, in normal times, I really believe this year particularly, you would have seen packed stands for sure.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And even with social distancing, you know, there's what I guess we'd sold out the tickets available to us.
Yeah, there's a good crowd on both sides. Both sets of fans are doing a good job, as you mentioned, with the social distancing. And even for our first responders, it's a night they can kind of slow down a little bit because what happens a lot of times at a Callaway Troup game or Callaway LaGrange game or Troup LaGrange game is that you have so many people here that are also not here to watch the game. They're just here to play around and run around. But when the tickets are a little bit more expensive and I may not actually get a seat, some of those folks that maybe just came to play didn't come.
No, didn't. You're right. And I did see Robert Kirby down on the sidelines, or actually up here in the stands. And I said, what is a combined effort between the Troup County Sheriff's Office and the LaGrange PD? He said, yeah. I said, okay, cool. So,
maybe they can bring both the guys from Hogansville, too.
You think both the guys? You ought to be ashamed.
I'm sorry. That was.
As the players get back out on the field, Jack, I kind of wanted to go over what Region 2 4A.
Tell us about it.
Kind of what everybody's doing tonight. You know, Carver. Columbus is playing Spencer. Should have been a cakewalk. Probably over by now. I mean, the game's not, but probably the score.
Carver's leading 47-7.
Like I said. And then you've got Columbus at St. Anne Pacelli, or most people just know it as Pacelli.
Pacelli leading that one 41-21.
But I think St. Anne gets her feelings hurt if you don't use her name in there.
Well, she will. You know, Anne's tough.
Absolutely.
She and her Green Gables will get you.
So, and that's with an E on the end of it, too. And then, of course, Hardaway last night beat America Sumter 33-3 pretty soundly. And, you know, Coach G and I were talking Monday night, you know, this next week the Tigers have a bye week. He said, you know, it concerns me. Hardaway's got a couple of big D1 defensive linemen. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Hardaway's one of those teams that all of a sudden the last couple of years, you know, the momentum kind of rocks between two schools primarily in Columbus, and that as far as football, and that's Carver and Shaw for the last 20 years. And every once in a while, Hardaway will, you know, be an aberration. And this may be the year that aberration, and they just show up out of the blue. And so, hey, it's going to be a tough season region opener for the Tigers in 2 weeks against Hardaway. Now, Jordan this week is open. Kendrick is playing Washington High School, and I didn't bother looking it up. I should know, but it may be up around the only Washington High School I know of is either in Atlanta
or Waco
or West Washington County. I know there may be a Washington High School around Athens area, but I don't know why Kendrick would travel that far to do that when Muskogee County let them play in our region because they didn't want them to travel. Yeah. At any rate, LaGrange beat Upson Lee last night, and from what I understand, was a thriller.
Oh, great last part of the game. Of course, LaGrange led that one pretty much all the way up until the end of the ball game.
I said Upson Lee. I meant Northside Columbus.
Yeah, Northside came back in that ball game, tied it at the end of the contest. But it was LaGrange coming out. Great job by their quarterback. Was able to throw it out there and get a touchdown. Brown was able to get a touchdown out of that one, and then the extra point, and then they held off Northside, and Northside was unable to score, and so that gives them their first win on the season. Last year I think about the big win they had at Heard County, kind of catapulted them to feeling pretty good. I hope that this is a harbinger of things to come, that they're really going to be able to capitalize this and continue to have a great season.
I think they will. Again, it plays in their favor this year, plays in both Troup and LaGrange's favor, being in our region. Probably the two toughest teams down there, obviously, is going to be Carver and Hardaway.
Well, I tell folks all the time, Greg, that for me, I'm into kind of being united in a lot of things. I pull for the LaGrange High School Rangers. I pull for the Callaway Cavaliers, except for the nights they play the Troup High School Tigers. And then I'm going to pull for the Tigers. I'm just going to be straight up honest with them. But I do want success for those programs because that's successful for our entire community.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta want that. And plus, when these three teams are all respectable and successful to the point where, we talked earlier about 10 wins a year type thing, if you got all three programs in that caliber of athleticism, every time they play each other in this Callaway Stadium, what a huge community interest event that'll be.
We got WLTZ down here watching this game. They're filming this for their news, and it's just all across the state. We'll have lots of folks. Let's take one more break. We come back. We're getting ready to start this second half of play, see if the Tigers can't get off the schneid and score a few points. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Hi, friends. TOW Todd Parrish here at Kia LaGrange, and I want to personally invite you to see the evolution of the sedans. Our friends and neighbors at Kia Motors manufacturing plant in West Point have totally transformed the Optima into the sedan of the future. The all-new, totally awesome 2021 K5. Yep, it's okay to stare because it's show-stopping and jaw-dropping. Starting only at $23,988. Hurry on over to Kia LaGrange at 1217 Lafayette Parkway, or check us out online at KiaLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy. God bless America.
Dot number 112750 to Kia LaGrange for complete details. A Southern tradition since 1945, that's Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House. You can find them at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So when you're ready for lunch, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., come to Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for meat, 2 vegetables, and a bread, dessert, and drink for only $7.29. That's a big lunch for a small price. So when you're ready for a delicious barbecue and only U.S. farm-raised catfish, make your way to 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange for Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for a great meal.
This moment of relief brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with all your home and auto insurance needs.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit 1ffc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Woman, Greg Hicks live as the teams are in their end zones, practicing, getting ready to start this thing off. Greg, if you're talking to the guys in the locker room at halftime, what are you telling them to get ready for the second half?
I think, hey, guys, look, let's just be honest with one another. We made some mistakes. We misjudged the football here. We should have done this here. We shouldn't have muffed the punt there. We shouldn't have we should have just dropped on the football when they snapped low punter. But then again, guys, we've moved the football down the field. We've had a couple of nice bright spots where we've made some good completions to move the football. You know, we started out really good on the ground with both Anthony Ferguson and then a nice little bootleg by Teo Todd for 15 or 20 yards. So, you know, we have the idea there. We have Monte Moss that can come in and do some running for us. And, you know, so in defense, you know, you guys continue to grow after them. And, you know, the two things I see, we've got to tighten up on our pass coverage from our secondary. And when we decide to make a tackle on Charlie Dixon, don't try to tackle him at the chest high. You got to get down. You got to get low. But those are some of the things I'm going to say that we need to be doing, guys. And I'm going to say, you know what? Keep playing hard because you're going to create your own opportunities by if you continue to play hard, continue to chase after the football, don't ever get down, continue to go, and those opportunities will come your way.
Yeah, you joke. We were taught to hit and wrap up. Right now with a kid like Dixon, if you hit him high, you can't wrap up. You're not going to get your arms around that big sucker.
It's like boom, boom, like you said, chest bump.
Just like, you know, when you see two players run to the middle of the field and jump up high and chest bump each other, that's kind of the way we're trying to tackle Charlie Dixon. Let's take 30 more seconds back to the station. The Tigers are trailing the Callaway Cavaliers 14-0 right here on Eagle Sports.
You still don't need to buy no ugly shirt now.
At Mud Creek Graphics, we have over 23 years of experience bringing you the very best in apparel printing. Our exceptional graphic artists will work with you to create beautiful, custom-designed T-shirts for any occasion. But that's not all. Mud Creek is there for you for the printing of banners and signs that will get your message across to everyone. We love supporting our local schools every year, so for your custom T-shirts, signs, banners, embroidery, and more, like Mud Creek Graphics on the Book of Faces, or visit us at 211 Greenville Street.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
So Greg and I are planning the local Sportcasters calendar for next year. Yeah. Kevin Eccleberry be Mr. January because he's lost so much weight, looks good. We'll actually be February and March together because we are big enough to spread over 2 months. So
I'm thinking I'm November because I like turkey so much and dressing.
You're called a turkey so often.
Well, I'm called something else too, but we won't go there.
There's not a month for that. We're right now awaiting the officials that they're having a nice discussion with their masks on in the middle of the field. Did you had to start the game with your mask on? Did I see you with it on earlier?
I was being socially respectable and responsible. Didn't have to be told. I just thought I would. But once I came back to the sidelines, I was social distancing, and so I removed my mask, and I kept fanning myself to think that I could take the germs that were floating and throw them away, you know, and they would just go around me.
I was real proud that.
Plus, I had a germ repellent.
I had the chance to talk to your wife, Amy, earlier this week, and she's just really been excited about you in a mask the whole time. It's a social distancing with you has been great for her.
I tell you what, it's wonderful. I get to go to the dirt trackers on the weekend. We're going out of town in a few weeks, and she says, "Good, I'm writing a paper. I'm doing my master's program." I said, wow, I need to probably go into the office 1 or 2 days this weekend. She said, "Good, go." So I think she's excited about that.
The Tigers are going to be excited to kick the ball off to the Callaway Cavaliers to start things off here in the second half of play. Callaway, again, just running off the big legs of Charlie Dixon, doing much like he did last year, Greg, coming out tonight and having a tremendous ball game. And also, so is the quarterback, Demetrius Coleman. Been real proud of him and the effort that he's had against these Troup High School Tigers. But let's not forget that Ferguson has run the ball well. Tucker came in well as well. And then Todd, really, really proud of the way he's run this offense.
You notice the defense there on the receiving team for Callaway, how they've all got about 8 players up. And then now this time they decided to kick it deep. And he better get on the ball now.
He picks it up at the 5, up to the 10, on the right side, still on his feet. Somebody better
tackle
him.
Blockers.
And we're finally going to wrangle him down at the 40. So it should have been a big play for the Tigers. Turns out to be a big play for the Cavaliers as the ball will go all the way across the 40 to the 42.5, about 43-yard line.
One of the things you didn't see on the Troup side is you didn't see a lot of penetration down beyond the 30-yard line. You had 1 or 2 players penetrating, and the rest of them just kind of hung back here to 30, 35-yard line, and just not a lot of southward movement, north-south movement. And with that, that's one of the things that they'll catch on film is like, hey, you can't afford to let any team outside the 30, 35-yard line, but not a team as explosive as Callaway is. You're already starting out on your back heels to start the second half as Callaway begins the second half on their own 43-yard line.
Bill Rowe twins to this near side. And a steady diet of Coleman and Dixon once again. They'll hand the ball off into the line to the 45.
You got Jordan Adams making the tackle there. But again, he grabbed him probably at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard deep. But Dixon is so strong, he drug him like 3 yards up to the 45-yard line. And they started on the 42.5 is where the official chain gang mark is. Second down and call it 8. Maybe call it 7.5.
There's the snap. Toss sweep to this near side. Tigers will turn him back inside, tackle him right on the 50. We'll go down and take him out of his legs, but an injured Tiger on the field. That's number 10 for the Tigers, Jace Godwin.
Jace Godwin's on the. Looks like he'll pick up about 4.5, maybe 5. It's going to be third down and a long 3 for Callaway.
Godwin went for that thigh we talked about, the way to tackle Dixon, and he paid for it as he's slow to get up. Let's go ahead and take 30 seconds as they tend to him on the sideline. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
That may have been the quickest spot I've ever seen. Well, thanks to all of our sponsors tonight. That's not sure
At
what
ML Aubrey, we are proud to sponsor the Troup Tigers this year. ML Aubrey is the oldest continuously operated family-owned farm supply store in the South. We have feed for every animal, of course, but we do sell lots of Carhartt clothing, plus Rocky, Georgia, Dan Post, and Muck boots. We sell food plot seed with all the different seeds you need. Our 5-way Pats blend is only $16.95 for 50 pounds, and this year, 50 pounds of our own Triple 13 is only $10.45 a bag at ML Aubrey. We are ML Aubrey, Main Street, beautiful downtown Roanoke.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
High snap, ball's on the ground, get on it, Tigers on it. We have the ball at the 40-yard line, and y'all were talking about it on the sideline, Greg. The ball keeps going high, and eventually there's going to be a mistake. There it was right there.
Tell you what, even with that pursuit, you pushed the quarterback out of the way, and it looked like Zy Varner was going to get it. Quay Birdsong actually came up with the football because when Zy Varner rolled over, the ball was between his legs, and he couldn't quite find it, and Birdsong picked it up. So the Tigers will take over on the Cavaliers' 40-yard line. Nice turn of events. You know, we addressed that. You're right. Blake Alford and I were talking on the sidelines, and Blake said, it's not a matter of if, but just when that's going to happen. And so maybe this is a turn of event for good things.
Late addition to the Cavaliers. Ball is snapped, handed off on the right side. Ferguson bounces, still on his feet, spins, still on his feet. Finally, he's going to go down inside the 35-yard line.
Now that looked like Walter Payton. That looked like sweetness, and he was twisting, turning, he was just simply trying to make room as Callaway is all over the field trying to corral him, and is like, hey, can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. And he winds up weaving his way up for about 5.5, 6 yards. About 5 yards. So second down and 5 for the Tigers inside the 35-yard line down to about the 34.5-yard line for the Tigers.
They can work on that fake as the season goes on. It's going to be a big deal. Teo Todd calls for it. Hands the ball off, and they hit us in the backfield and bring us down. That's number 7, Gilbert. We've seen him all game long in the backfield for the Tigers.
Yeah, again, you kind of get in the rhythm, and you kind of know. And a lot of coaches believe when a horse is hot, keep running him. Sometimes, and the defense plays into that. When a horse is hot, you're going to keep running him. So guess what? I'm going to key on him. Well, why wouldn't you just maybe occasionally run another horse? When you know that's it's kind of like playing blackjack. There's certain key moves you got to make. And so with that being said, sometimes you have to pull the stops out and go in a different direction.
Well, A.J. Tucker was earlier in the ball game, a fresh set of legs. A little bit low on the snap. Todd going to toss it out, and it's going to bounce out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 4, Zy Varner. They're going to call it the incomplete pass. Real close to a lateral.
Yeah, it was real close. And give credit for the Callaway defenders is that they continued to pursue that football even when it was rolling across the ground. Get on it because you just never know. And Varner stands here very confident that it was an incomplete pass, lateral or perhaps a forward pass. It was close. It was too close to just stand there and look at it.
Yep.
When I say Varner, it could have been Wortham.
Third quarter play, 9:14 left to go. Tigers going to switch their lineup. Stack twins on either side. Todd back to pass. Got some time. Nice dropped out of the pocket. He's going to run into himself. Got to get across the 30. He does. He's got a first down inside the 25-yard line.
Unfortunately, that may be coming back. We'll see. There's a flag on the play, but Teo Todd, really nice individual effort. He backs up, gets in the pocket, doesn't see anything, decides to dart out right behind big Royce White and picks up about 14 yards. I mean, not really 14 yards, about 12 yards. But, yes, illegal motion, so that's coming back. But where he started his run, when he took about a 4 or 5 step drop, he's at about the 41 or 42-yard line. So good vision there. And, you look for bright spots. Yeah, there was a penalty, but I also like what I saw out of Todd in the offensive line after, unfortunately, the illegal motion.
Really a silly penalty. We were in a slot set on the far side and switched real quickly to stacked ends. So that's going to bring up fourth down now. We'll have to punt the ball away. And, again, another opportunity to kind of squandered as we got the ball on a penalty. Now, watch the Tigers.
That's why you see Callaway not putting anybody back, because it's a 12-yard fake if they do it. So
we do kick it, angled to the left, bounces, and rolls in the end zone. I was hoping we we're going to be able to get on that. They'll bring it out to the 20, and the Cavaliers will have it there first and 10. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station on Eagle Sports.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Callaway gets the ball, hands it off to Dixon, and Dixon does what he's done all night long. He gets about 3, maybe 4 yards right up the middle, nearing the 24-yard line, second down.
Give Xavier credit on that one, though. Xavier came in and hit Dixon initially at about the line of scrimmage, and of course Dixon's 6'8", I believe. I mean, he's a tall dude, and but he falls forward for 4 yards, and so you give a kid straight up the middle 4 yards at a time. When I said something about if that horse is hot, keep running him. I bottom line is, once upon a time, you'd say, hey, can you stop me? Stop me.
Demetrius Coleman is the quarterback. He stands back in there, calls the shotgun snap. Hands it off to Dixon. Dixon actually looks to break out to the outside, and finally a host of Tiger tacklers will bring him down.
Well, they're going to give him no gain. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Little crisscross in the backfield, misdirection, thinking he could send him outside. He's been effective outside. He's also been effective up the middle. Pretty much Dixon, the last 2 years, have just ran over the Tigers as far as defense. Even though I wasn't here last year, but I was listening to you guys live streaming, and obviously to witness this guy, he's huge. He's a big dude, and wow, there's going to be a lot of good things happening in his future as far as college football goes.
Big third down. A little bit high on the snap. Fakes it to Dixon. Going to throw the ball down the field on the right side. Incomplete. Receiver trips up a little bit. No flag.
But give credit Coleman. I mean, he put the ball where he should have put it, only where his receiver could catch it. And his receiver was about a step in front of our guys. And I want to say that coming off the field for the Tigers, number 21. I'll get that. It's not on my roster.
I don't have him on mine either.
With number 21.
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid.
Heard great things about him. So muff snap. Ball's on the ground. Tigers will get on him. So now we've got an opportunity inside the 10 there ourselves.
Yeah, it's it was a good snap. I mean, he had it in his hands. It's one of those things. He just took his eyes off of it as he began to receive the ball in his hands, and by doing that, it slipped right through his hands, fell straight down to the ground. Lucky for him, it didn't ball all over the place, but he couldn't do it. And once you look down to pick up the ball, the best thing you can do is fall on it. What you don't want is your defense to scoop and score. So he did what he's supposed to do, is fall on it. However, it did give the Tigers first and goal, really from the 10-yard line.
All right, come on, guys. Being served up to you here. And it's going to be Ferguson, who's hit in the backfield and brought down at a loss of about 3 on the play.
Looks like you got a Cavalier down. Yeah, they had a stun off of that backside. really was nice. You thought it was going to hit Ferguson square in the backfield. He actually was so good he just ran right by him. But then he had one of his linebackers pulling the backside on him and really was no gain. A loss, actually, of 2.5. They're going to back it up to the 12.5-yard line.
So they're out there to check on that young man. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station. Tigers continue to trail 14-0 with 6:42 left to go in the third quarter of play. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger Football. It's 2nd and goal as the Tigers going to need to score here. Todd calls for it, and it's going to be H.A. Tucker, the ball carrier. That's their fresh set of legs. He gets inside the 10, back to the original line of scrimmage. Ball rests on about the 8-yard, actually back to the 9. It's a 3rd down and goal from the 9.
So we got another Callaway Cavalier down on the 2-yard line, and I didn't see it, but being in the secondary, it looks it's almost not like he's cramping, because cramping you tend to want to grab something and kick your leg out first. So he's just kind of laying there very relaxed. So the trainer comes out, and hopefully he'll be okay.
We'll keep it here as they're going to check on that young man, and hopefully he'll get up quickly. Our thanks to everyone for being with us tonight, whether you're following us on the live stream or whether you're listening to us on the World Wide Web at eagle1023.com or on 96.9 and 1240 WLAG. We appreciate all the different ways that you can listen to us on the ball game. We'll be with the Tigers all season long. Of course, we'll have a week off next week, and then we'll jump into region play. And we'll hope things will go well for the Troup High School Tigers as they enter a new region. A lot of teams in Columbus, of course, LaGrange High involved in that. And we'll see how things turn out. Let's go ahead and take 30 seconds back to the station as we trail the Callaway Cavaliers 14-0 on. Well, no, wait, stop. He's getting up. Yay! Good to see him get up.
Yeah.
And saves me a commercial break, and I can talk more about this game. We'll give him a hand off the field. That's good. Again, we mentioned tonight, Greg, one of the neat things to look around the stadium, everybody's watching the game.
Yeah.
You don't see people running around and just milling about. Everybody's not as many people on the fence as you see a lot of times. They're in the stands on both sides, and they're watching this game and enjoying it. And we also appreciate them enjoying the contest on the radio, whether they're listening to us. So, of course, tonight, our partners, Andrew Caraway and Chris Wheelis, they're also out there. And some people may choose to listen to them. They're nice guys.
So 3rd and goal.
Todd throws a corner route, and it's going to go out of bounds. A lot of pushing. We want a flag. We're not going to get one. 4th down now.
I'm going to guess that it was Zy Varner in the corner.
Yeah, it was.
And he got his right hand up and touched it. So 4th down. And, I really don't think the Tigers are going to even consider a field goal attempt. I believe it. Obviously, they're going to go for it, being this close, because, worst case, they either get a little closer and don't score, or best case, they score, or worst case, it's an interception, and they don't get any closer, it stays right there, and then Callaway would take over on the 9-yard line.
Let's see what they do. Todd calls for it, a little bit low on the snap. He's going to try that same route again. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. And there's the flag this time. We're going to get a fresh set of downs inside the 10.
Varner, and I really believe that he kind of saw it happen last time. He said, Coach, if we go back to the same play, I struggle to get around him, and he was kind of holding on to my hip, and I believe I'll get that call. And that's exactly what happens. He goes to the corner, and he tries to bow around him, and he can't because he's being held. And it showed when he tried to jump up in the air. He was held down to jump.
Actually, there's 3 guys holding on to him as he went up, so not sure who they're going to pull the penalty on, but a fresh set of downs inside the 5 now.
Well, they hadn't flipped it yet. I thought I saw the umpire with a fist.
No,
he's showing 4th down. They're just going to replay it. Not replay it. We're going to get a 5-yard penalty, so the ball moves inside the.
Okay, well, I was really hoping for a fresh set of downs.
So it's 4th and goal from about the 4-yard line, maybe the 4.5-yard line. It looks like Callaway will call a timeout.
Yeah, they'll call a timeout on that and talk about that as the Tigers are knocking on the door. 4th down and 5, 4th down and goal from the 5. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station on Eagle Sports.
At ML Aubrey, we are proud to sponsor the Troup Tigers this year. ML Aubrey is the oldest continuously operated family-owned farm supply store in the South. We have feed for every animal, of course, but we do sell lots of Carhartt clothing, plus Rocky, Georgia, Dan Post, and Muck boots. We sell food plot seed with all the different seeds you need. Our 5-way Pats blend is only $16.95 for 50 pounds, and this year, 50 pounds of our own Triple 13 is only $10.45 a bag at ML Aubrey. We are ML Aubrey, Main Street, beautiful downtown Roanoke.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
I keep expecting the Hicks that knows about football to call me in a minute and let me know what's going on with that last play.
Tell you what, my brother Jeff Hicks had used to official for years and years and years, and he was always good to text me and tell me what I was doing wrong. And
Greg's phone was ringing off the phone.
I know it. So I'm not doing it right, but he's just not calling. Hey, thanks our listeners. I know David England from down on Highway 18 on the south end of the county, and his grandson Wade are listening tonight. Pulling for these Tigers, hoping that they'll score on this one. It was 4th down and goal from about the 4.5-yard line. Here we go.
Let's see who's having trips to this right side. Todd sends in there with Tucker. Todd rolls to his right, throws the ball, complete and in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers!
So complete to number 11, Novell Dean. It's just a little rollout. You're right. You call it right, Jax. Trips to the right. And we faked it to Ferguson up the middle. It drew a couple of interior linemen in on him, so it took a little bit of pressure off of the rush from Teo Todd. He able to roll right and get his first pass completion, and I believe of the night, maybe of the year, and wound up being a touchdown.
Now we'll tip the point after touchdown. Tyson Duncan will be holding. Snap, hold, kick is up. And the kick is good. We draw within a touchdown, 7-14 in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers. We're still in the third quarter of play. Stay with us as we're going to take 30 seconds back to the station right here on Eagle Sports.
Kia of LaGrange would like to personally invite you to see the evolution of the sedan. Kia has transformed the Kia Optima into the sedan of the future. The all-new, totally awesome 2021 Kia K5. Yep, it's okay to stare because it's show-stopping and jaw-dropping. You can drive a 2021 Kia K5 LX model starting at only $23,998. Test drive one today. Kia of LaGrange at 1217 Lafayette Parkway.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Tigers have drawn within a touchdown. 7-14 is your score. As Greg was mentioning, we have lots of folks out there listening to us. We appreciate all our listeners. I especially appreciate my friend Miss Jeanette Davis out there listening to me tonight, being Greg. We appreciate her being out there. Also, my mom, she just said she loves to hear me and you talk.
She's hard up for entertainment.
Well, she says she's happy to hear me talk every once in a while because it's usually you. There's the kick. Goes over the head of the up man, bounces down, but it will go, actually stays in bounds. And we got pursuit down there. Cuts up inside. Oh, no. Callaway has a breakaway. And he could go 40, 30, 20. One man to beat, and he beats him. 5, touchdown. Looking across, I don't see any flags, Greg.
Yeah, hey, again, we talked about good coverage, and they had good kickoff, good coverage, only because it got over the up back's head, and then really just kind of one of those uncommon things. You just pick it up, and he picked it up probably about the 7-yard line, pulled back toward the center of the field, maybe the 2 between the 5 and the goal line on Callaway's side, and decided to turn it right upfield. And by this time, all the Troup's pursuit had gone to one side or the other, and he weaved his way upfield, and he wasn't going to be stopped. So really a busted play, but hey, give credit because he was a speedster, made a gutsy call, picked it up, and ran 98, 97 yards for a touchdown.
Snap, hold, kick is up, and it's good. 7-21. We'll try that again. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Talking with a friend of mine the other day about our remembrances of high school football, and back then we actually had a film that had to be developed, and we would watch film, and coaches a lot of times would almost wear out the film going back and forth. Look what the stupid thing Mormon just did, back and forth, back and forth.
That's right.
But that will be another one of those where the coaches will say, all right, where are you in your lanes?
Yes.
And they'll forward it, where are you in your lanes? They'll forward it, where are you in your lanes? And you will not see a Tiger in their lane.
No.
And that's going to be ugly at film session right there.
And when something unorthodox happens like that, just human nature says, ooh, and you forget what you're supposed to be doing, and you're attracted toward the ball. And again, had you do what you're supposed to, no. But at any rate, you just have to keep your head up. You got to keep playing hard. We talked a while ago. What would you tell them, Greg? I would tell them to keep playing hard. Make your breaks. Just like that break happened for them, keep playing hard.
That's how you answer. So just a two-step drop back for the kicker for Callaway.
So let's see if he keeps it short. You'll have Teo Todd and Ferguson back deep. Well, a little pooch out over the 30-yard line, Jack.
A little chip kick. And this is a live ball, and Tigers need to get on it. They finally do inside the 20.
I tell you what.
Great pursuit by Callaway on the far side.
I was going to say, you got Big Mo on your side. You got to get on it. Excellent play call. You got a couple of Tigers just standing around like, hey, man, I'll get it. No, you get it. No, come on, you take it. No, I'll take it. No, you and this thing drops. And it's like, you know what? Give me 100 push-ups. So, that's just stuff that somebody's got to make a decision. I don't care if both of you make it, but somebody's got to make it. I'd rather see you both make it and fight for it than neither one of you make it.
Tigers at least on the board. Got to do something here. Here comes Teo Todd and the offense. Has a little trouble. Ferguson going to run a counter buck back the other side, but it's not going to fool the Cavaliers when you only got one back in the backfield. More than likely, he's going to be the one that gets it.
And it looked like the play was developing, but it developed 4 yards in the backfield, and he only got back to the line of scrimmage. It really looked like he was getting some positive yards, but so just under 5 minutes into the end of the third quarter.
A lot of time left in this ball game, Greg.
Oh, yeah. 21 Callaway, 7 Troup. Very exciting ball game. A lot of mistakes by both teams. Just Callaway's been able to make the better of the two.
Todd looking to pass, completes his pass. Knocking him out of bounds at the 25. And it looks like this will be enough for a first down.
Neville Dean was a nice catch, and they're going to a little bit short. They're going to spot him on the 25.
He had to get to the 30. Okay, I thought he had to get to the 25.
Actually, the 29-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers. 4:20 left in the third quarter of play. Everybody looking at their wrist as the play comes in.
Big 3rd down for the Troup High School Tigers as Zy Varner will go out wide to the far side. Actually, they're going to put him in the slot.
Wortham's out far to the left side.
Teo calls for it. Quickly hands the ball off the middle, and he is met. Wow. Big time by the Callaway defense.
Yeah.
That number right there. Hold on. That's 51 for Callaway. And that young man is Austin Thomas, a senior, and he played like a senior just then.
Yeah,
wow.
You had the offensive lineman there just get whooped. And I don't recognize his number, so I can't call his name. Maybe I just choose not to, but he's getting a little talked to by J.C. Copeland right now. And just, you have an opportunity, but you can't wind up losing yards like that.
Snap. And we stepped up to kick the ball off.
Nice punt.
And a little bit of a fighting match going on there between a Cavalier and a Tiger. As the ball looks like it's going to go out of bounds across the 50. We had two guys, though, just fully wrapped up with each other. Wasn't so much blocking, it's just kind of a wrestling, beginning of a wrestling match.
Andrew Townsend was really, and that's the flag down there where he was. Now, I don't know which way it's going to go, but I know it looked like there was a bulldog contest, hooking, locking horns, maybe but they were, but it's in essence a flag. They're going to personal foul, or actually holding Callaway. So it'll be 1st down. So let's see where the ball is ultimately spotted. They actually suggested the ball went out evidently they're going to say it went out at the 46-yard line of Callaway, so that'll back it up.
And the Tigers like it. The Cavaliers do not. But instead of them having the ball right at midfield, they're having the ball there at the 36. So Callaway now with the ball. 3:13 left to go in this third quarter of play. The quarterback, Demetrius Coleman, has played a whale of a ball game tonight. They'll come from the no huddle off the sideline. And right on the field, Dixon will stand in the backfield with Coleman. There's the snap, and it'll be Dixon with the ball. He'll get hit right at the line of scrimmage. Good job of the defense that time.
Yeah, you got Jordan Adams, Chris Hilton, Zy Varner, Quay Birdsong. Let's see who got up last. Turn around. That is
Xavier Clark in on that too.
Number 34. I want to say, is that Quay Moss?
DeMonte Reed.
DeMonte Reed, fullback linebacker.
I think
junior.
I think he was a linebacker on that play.
He was a linebacker on that play. He's just a junior. Looked good. Second down and 10.
Tigers, that 4-4 defense in front. They're bringing some in from the outside. It's a good time to.
Oh, got a wheel route. Wide open.
As the ball. Wow, we got lucky on that one. The ball was thrown and a little short. A lot of pressure.
What an excellent play call. Absolutely excellent play call. You had Charlie Dixon in the backfield that did a little step into the line, and he hooked out to the left. You had the wideout out here that had done a slant pattern and just drug the corner all the way across, and the corner's following it like he's a man coverage, because he totally left his zone. And when he did that, it would have been a touchdown for Callaway, underthrown. Lucky for the Tigers.
Coleman was under some pressure on that last play. And that play's going to be whistled dead before they go anywhere. And a false start going against Callaway. They'll back him up a little bit more. So 3rd and 15 now. The score is starting down 21-7 in favor of Callaway. We're late in the third quarter of play. 2:28 left to go.
Taekwon Dowdell comes in at defensive end.
They'll split two men wide to this near side. A wing to the right. Put a man in motion to the backfield. They'll fake that, and quarterback's going to be tackled in the backfield. Great job that time.
Quay Birdsong. Coleman did a nice job at rolling to his right. Actually, he was rolling to his left. He planted, turned one tackle. He evaded one tackle, eluded one, but man, Birdsong stuffed him, hit him at chest high, and just drilled him in the ground. One of those that you just like to, it feels good. Now, from the quarterback, he was able to pop up, didn't hurt himself, but it sure did look good. Brings up 4th down.
It was a good tackle.
Huge, nice tackle by Birdsong.
Here's the snap, and they get the kickoff, almost blocked. And we're going to get the ball at the midfield. So the Tigers will have it there. 1st and 10, 30 seconds back in the station. Listen to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back as the Tigers are going to air the ball out down the field. And Teo Todd throwing a lot more confidence that time. It falls incomplete, but kind of right on the money.
You had Nazir Easter on the go route, and what a nice job he did, but he was also well covered. Ball was put where it's supposed to be. You got to give Teo Todd credit for putting it where it's supposed to be. You go back and look at that film, Easter probably should have had that football.
Carmelo Burton on the coverage there for Callaway.
With that incomplete, this clock will stop. 1 minute and 39 seconds left in the third quarter. Callaway 21, your Tigers 7.
There's a snap. Todd got a rush on him. Throws the ball down the field. Tipped. and falls incomplete. DeVell Dean tried to get a hand on it, but actually lucky he knocked it down. There's a couple of Callaway Cavaliers were drawing in for the interception.
And I think what Coach Brewer's telling Teo is said, look, you had A.J. Tucker sitting right in front of you, and you were looking downfield under coverage, and Tucker, you could have just dumped it to Tucker, and who knows what he would have done after he caught the football. So when they go back and look at that film, he'll see, I see what you're talking about, Coach, because, I mean, it's kind of like right in front of him. Maybe even so obvious you just didn't see it because it was right there. But so it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers.
Here's a snap. Back to pass again is Todd. Todd airs it out down the left side. One-on-one coverage. Ball falls incomplete. Looking to see if we see a flag.
That was Zy Varner that time. Again, good coverage.
No flag.
Hey, and again, Zy Varner should have caught the ball. He slows down. Ball is slightly underthrown behind the back, off the backside shoulder of the corner, so it's placed where it's supposed to be. Zy takes a step, slows down, turns in, and when he's falling down, the ball he just couldn't hold on to it. So, again, 2 very catchable balls, 2 very good defended pass routes as well.
You and I were talking off the air a minute ago, Greg, and it'd be nice to have a Luke Purnell or somebody like that to throw a little tight end dump to, something to just get you the yardage down the field to get this pick up some first downs and not go for the home run play every time. There's the snap. Punt is off. And it's going to hit down and take a strip and down bounce inside the 25 to the 24. And that's where Callaway will have it, 1st and 10. We'll keep it here with 1:23 left to go here in the 3rd quarter of play.
Yeah, if you noticed at that time, Callaway really just had a play call where they made no effort to. They just kind of stood there, bumped the line. It's almost like let's take a rest, let's take a breather.
Let's see how Troup can screw up this particular special teams moment.
You never know what they're thinking, but bottom line is they just kind of let the ball fall where it may, and again got lucky that the 24-yard line. So really pretty good field position.
It's been a tough night for special teams for the Tigers.
It has.
There's the snap. Coleman quickly throws the ball. Caught on the far side at the 30. Up to the 32. Finally brought back as 3 Tigers are on top of him.
Well, nice little, about a hard 4-step drive. He turns, looks, 2-step drop, and from the quarterback, fires it out into the flats, and it picks up 8 yards. So,
Cameron
wow.
Smith, the receiver there.
Nice arm, nice pass pattern. Like you said earlier, not going for the home run. Boom, give me 8 yards. 2nd down and 2. Clock's inside a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. 21-7. Callaway over Troup.
Coleman takes it. He'll hand it to Dixon. Dixon comes to the outside, cuts back up, picks up the 1st down, and more as he's dropped down. Tackled by number 9 for the Tigers. That's Taquan Dowdle.
Well, let's see. We've had about 2 or 3 Tigers hit him on the 25-yard line, and they hit him where they're not supposed to, up high, and he carried them like a tank down about 4 yards.
No, that's Dixon. Tank graduated.
Well, okay, like a pickup truck or a dump truck then. Maybe we're going to call him dump truck.
I don't think I want to be called dump truck Dixon.
Dump truck Dixon? I don't know. You run me 200 yards a game, you call me what you want to call me. Dump truck Dixon. It kind of rhymes, though.
And around the right side goes
good
Dixon.
Blocking by the offensive line.
Cuts inside to the 45. We actually jumped on that play. They didn't call us on it.
Well, maybe that's why we kind of thought they might call it, and we kind of looked like we were in half speed as it ends the 3rd quarter.
We'll go with that. We're at the end of the 3rd quarter. Right now, the Tigers trailing 21-7 to the Callaway Cavaliers. We're going into the 4th quarter play. You listen to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Hi, friends. TOW Todd Parrish here at Kia LaGrange, and I want to personally invite you to see the evolution of the sedans. Our friends and neighbors at Kia Motors manufacturing plant in West Point have totally transformed the Optima into the sedan of the future. The all-new, totally awesome 2021 K5. Yep, it's okay to stare because it's show-stopping and jaw-dropping. Starting only at $23,988. Hurry on over to Kia LaGrange at 1217 Lafayette Parkway, or check us out online at KiaLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy. God bless America.
Dot number 112750 to Kia LaGrange for complete details.
Hi, football fans. Michael Lee from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Opelika. We love this time of year and all the excitement of football. We also love that Glenn Smith can play, part of supporting high school sports. We salute the team, coaches, bands, cheerleaders, and of course the families and fans. We're proud of your Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer of East Alabama and West Georgia. online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Buick GMC. Get ready to smile.
What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the Square in downtown LaGrange.
Rogers Barbecue in LaGrange has been locally owned since 1945, and they have daily lunch specials for only $7.29, and that includes your drink and dessert. Tuesday night from 5 to close is all-you-can-eat ribs, and Thursday's all-you-can-eat catfish, and with their Brunswick stew is famous throughout the region. They proudly serve only U.S. farm-raised catfish, so dine in or use a convenient drive-thru Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So come join the crowd at Rogers Barbecue.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Well, we dodged one right there as the Troup High School Tigers kind of got flat-footed as Dixon runs all the way down the field for a touchdown, but it's going to be brought back after a offsides call. So now here we go. 2nd and 15 for Callaway. Tigers don't need to jump off sides here. Don't give me anything else, any extra help. Coleman stands in the backfield. He's got Dixon to his left. There's the snap a little bit high. He fakes one, throws it down the field. One-on-one coverage on the far side, and they throw a flag that I think is a phantom flag, but it's going to give the Callaway Cavaliers a first down. My goodness gracious. Just seems like we take one step forward and two steps back. And as Janet Jackson said, nobody gets too far like that.
Well, Jack, that was – I didn't see anything wrong from my vantage point as I'm crawling down the steps. He ran out of bounds, and our defender just kept him out of bounds. So, I don't know why that ball's walking south toward the Tigers' defense.
So they'll place the ball right at the 50-yard line. Callaway will have it there. There'll be a first down for them. First and 10, 21-7 your score in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers. Been a lot of mistakes on both sides as Callaway, their first game of the season. Tigers lost last week to Harris County. Or just Harris, if that's what you want to go with. Coleman calls for it. Turns, hands the ball to his big tailback. He's hit, spun around, down at the 45. 11:05 left to go. Tigers need another big play. We've had a couple opportunities in the second half. High snap. We got the ball inside the 10. Lost some yardage. Finally drove back to the 5 on another penalty, a pass interference play, but never could punch it in. So the Tigers really need to make something happen. Of course, we had problems on special teams as they ran a touchdown all the way back on us. But Callaway with the ball right now, and nothing but time ahead of them. And it's Dixon who's being dragged down the backfield. Good job, as we're finally going to get him in the backfield and hold him and bring him down. We'll look to see who that was. Looks like that's big number 50 for the Troup High School Tigers. That's Royce White in there playing some defense. So finally found a man that's actually the size of Dixon in the backfield.
Hey, he does match up nice to him. It's just kind of lulled us to sleep all of a sudden. It's 10:08 left in the ball game in the fourth quarter. We're down by 2 touchdowns.
And it's 10:02 at night, and we're sleepy.
Yeah, and Callaway's got the football, so not only do the Tigers need to stiffen it up.
Oh, good play as they fake the handoff to Dixon and throw a quick out into the flats on the far side. They'll pick up the first down.
Just nitpicking, like you said, not going for the home run, just keeping the drive alive. 10 minutes. Tigers you're at the point in time now. I know there's a lot of time left in the game, but the way the Cavaliers are just really controlling the football right now, you almost got to take a chance, Jack, at some point in time. what chance that would be. I don't know. An interception.
We got Chance Giddens
blitz
announcing
the
things.
quarterback.
Here we go. Coleman calls for it. Turns, hands the ball off. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Brought down, but still drags guys about 2 yards up the field.
And, you're good for the clock to continue to run as long as you give the ball to Dixon because, unless somebody stunts and pops through and just hits him so hard to break the ball loose, like hit him like he hadn't been hit in 2 or 3 years, then, you're just going to grind the clock out, and that clock's going to be – it's inside 9 minutes now. Next thing you know, in one more minute, it'll be inside 8 minutes.
I think the guy to do that is going to be Birdsong in about 2.5 years, but he's not there yet.
Yeah, he may surprise somebody. He laid Coleman out a while ago on the quarterback.
Coleman takes the snap. He'll keep the ball up the middle himself. Tries to pop to the outside. He's hit, but still going to get about 3 more. He'll roll out of bounds. Just shy of the 30-yard line at the 31.
So will that stop the clock? No, it just continued to run. So, again, clock's running. So they're going back, not open. They're still able to scramble and pick up 2 or 3 yards. It's 3rd down and 5 for Callaway. 8:15 left in this ball game.
23 seconds on the play clock, and you can bet they'll take every one of those 23 seconds. And they're doing it. Tigers walk some guys up. They got about a 6-man front right now. They'll be keying off Dixon. You watch. And Dixon, the ball carrier, puts his hand on his guys up front, and finally he's brought down. And it's looks like it's Zy Varner helping to make tackle there. 4th down now and about 3.
So I don't know if they have a field goal kicker, the one that can kick it this far. They're up by 2 touchdowns. Why not go for it? Tigers have it's 4th and 4. Tigers have got to watch a quick count to try to draw them off sides, and that's exactly what they try to do.
Now they'll go back and look. Back to the sideline. 4th down, as you mentioned. There's the snap. Quickly turn the hand off to Dixon. Dixon gets it, and he's going to go to the end zone. 10-5, touchdown for Callaway Cavaliers. He just popped through there, and there was nobody at the second level, and he's gone, and he's in the end zone.
Yeah, you just know with 7 minutes left in this ball game, given everything that's happened, it's going to be. We got a guy down here on the sidelines, and let me
A.J. Tucker.
A.J. Tucker. He's changed his. This is Morgan here, number 2.
I'm sorry, it looked like.
No, it's
Tucker
okay.
From my vantage point.
Yep, he's getting up off the turf, so good for him. Looks like he got his breath knocked out of him. But with 7 minutes left in this ball game, about to be up by 3 touchdowns. Callaway, I'm talking about. And based on the ebb and flow of the game, we've got to make things happen quick. We don't have time to go on and not that anyone would consider conceding with 7 minutes to go for sure, but I don't think now's the time for a 5-minute drive. You got to start making stuff happen.
28-7 is your score in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station on Eagle Sports.
State Farm, this is Bill.
It finally got me, Bill.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes.
Oh.
Year after rim-wrecking year, it's tormented the people of this town. It got me good.
But State Farm's got you too.
You hear that? You ain't nothing.
You trash talking a pothole?
Yes, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Oh, my goodness. Troup High School Tigers trailing right now 28-7. But last night, the Grangers had a big lead, and Northside able to come back on them and tie it in the last minutes to send it into overtime. Maybe the Tigers can hope for something like that now. As they'll send Teo Todd back there along with Ferguson. So your backfield is in the backfield. And here goes the ball. High kick. Going to hit down at the 20. It's a free ball. We got to get down on that. The ball flies around. I think it's going to be a Callaway ball.
I think the Tigers got lucky on that one. And when I say lucky, he might want to go play a lottery tonight.
Okay, they're pulling them off.
Because
is it Tiger ball?
Yeah.
All right, true ball. Woo.
But I'm telling you, we had a couple of guys just standing around looking. It's like they just absolutely should have known better.
They've kicked it twice into that same area, Greg. Why don't we have a guy standing there?
Well, I mean, it's like it's almost like it's a dead ball. It's not a dead ball.
No, it's a live ball.
Yeah. Yep.
This is at least the kicker's foot. I think they'll be reviewing that as they discuss that in the film session. So a deep breath, and here we go. Todd will call for it. Back to pass. Looking to step up in the pocket. He'll run the ball, slide down at about the 25, 24-yard line.
He may pick up a yard. Again, he's, you can see that we're opportunity trying to pass the football, which is, when you situation like this, you're down 3 touchdowns, and they still hadn't put 28 up on the football. So maybe I didn't see it, Jack. I was looking the other direction. Did he make the PAT or miss the PAT?
I guess he missed it. It's 27-7. I thought he got it. I'll change that in my notes here at the top. Low snap. Todd picks it up. Got some time. Throws it across the middle. High. Intended for Varner. It'll fall incomplete.
Again, Varner, he kind of had to reach back, but it was just out of his reach at this angle. But, again, not a zip on the football. Tonight, it's like, hey, let's open it up. Let's see what happened. When I say open it up, and I'm not literally – a lot of coaches disagree with the term open it up, especially the old schoolers that like to pound and ground. But, they've given Teo Todd an opportunity tonight to see what he can do with his arm. We know what he can do with his legs.
Todd calls for it. Back to pass again. Here comes the pressure. He'll step up. He'll run the ball. Cuts back inside. Gets the first down and more. Down the right sideline. And he's going to try to stay in bounds as long as he possibly can. Cuts back to the inside. Got a man blocking in front of him. 10, 5. He's angling for the corner. And they'll bring him down at the 7. Wow. Teo Todd does it all on his own down the right sideline. Almost steps out of bounds, but cuts back in at the 20. Follows his blocker. And then is wrangled in at about the 6-yard line.
He backed up, saw the coverage really, really tight, saw an opportunity to take it to the sidelines. The rest he was doing, he tried to cut it all the way across field and outrun the corner, or the free safety. But by this time, he just absolutely had given out of breath. But what a wonderful run by Teo Todd.
27-7 is your score. Tigers looking to keep this one going. They'll break the huddle.
So Coach Gia is going to call a timeout.
Probably let Todd take a breather. They'll take a timeout. We'll take one too. 27-7 is your score in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers late in the fourth quarter. 5:29 left to go. You listen to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. This is Rob Smith from Glenn Smith in Opelika. We are happy to be a sponsor of high school football. We believe that high school athletics builds character among young people, and we are honored to lend our support. This is a great area to live, play, work, worship, and retire. In our 28th year, we are your Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer for East Alabama and West Georgia. Online at glennsmith.com, Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC. Get ready to smile.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back as the Tigers knocking on the door. Ball resting on about the 7-yard line. As the Tigers need something to happen here, look for an onside kick if we can actually get back to kicking the ball off. It'll be Tucker in the backfield with Todd. Tucker takes the handoff, fights his way down to the 5, and clock continues to tick. That clock is a big pain to our side right now. 5:17, 5:16. Ticks on down. 27-7 is your score in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers.
Going to mark it down at the 6. Tigers are taking a little bit too long to call a play. In my mind, you ought to have a couple of plays you already know you're going to run based on the outcome, and you just taking too much time to get the play in there.
Tucker will stay in there at the tailback position. Todd takes it and hands it to Tucker. Tucker fights his way inside, and they'll stop him short just over the 5-yard line to the 4. Got to quickly get up, guys. Get up to the line of scrimmage. Let's go.
Yeah,
4:34.
I mean, you're just kind of hanging around, but 4:32 left in this ball game. A.J. Tucker was able to pick up another couple yards inside the 5 down to the 4.
I mean, stranger things have happened. I've watched football a long time. And things can happen really quick. And like a whistle that will actually stop the clock.
Callaway timeout.
And a timeout's called by the Cavaliers. 4:12 left to go. 27-7 is your score in favor of the Callaway Cavaliers. We'll be off next week. We will not be traveling anywhere. I guess we might be traveling. You don't know what Greg and I will do. But we'll have a little bit of a break next week as the Tigers will be getting ready to go into region play. And we'll talk more about that as we get to our post-game show. But the Tigers have played a difficult ball game last week against Harris County. And then they've been ready to a bit of a buzzsaw with the Callaway Cavaliers. And credit Callaway tonight. They came to play. And they've taken advantage of all of the miscues that the Tigers have given them. The Tigers have there have been some miscues on Callaway's part, but Tigers just have been unable to take advantage of those situations. As we're down to 4:12, teams are coming back on the field. Again, we got the Hardaway back at home, coming up on the 25th, and then on the 2nd of October, Spencer will be here at home. A couple away ball games after that with Columbus and Kendrick as we're in the meat of our region season. The Hardaway will start that off in 2 weeks. Handoff. Tigers go around the left side, fighting inside, trying to get to the end zone. Going to be stopped short at the 1.
They're gonna call him down at the 1-yard line. Lost the ball, but that's fine.
Guys, get to clock's ticking, and we're not running up to the line of scrimmage, Greg.
Pardon me?
The clock is ticking, and we're not running up to the line of scrimmage.
That's what we're talking about. We got to kind of create some action, some motion. Already know the play we need to run, and let's get on the football. 4th down and 1.
Todd Costner loses the ball, and probably going to pick it up. He'll lose yardage back to about the 7. And it'll be first down for the Callaway Cavaliers as the Tigers unable to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just kind of a low and wide snap, and just made it a little bit difficult for Teo to handle it. Yeah, I know Will Cooley just came off and said, man, bad snap. He knows it. He feels bad about it. But it's water under the bridge now. Step up defense, and 3:29 left in this football game. Your Troup Tigers 7, 27 for Callaway.
Man wide to the left side. Handoff into the line, and Tigers have quit tackling. He'll drive across the 20 to about the 22-yard line and really not get touched by almost anyone.
Sir Morgan brings him down after a lengthy gain for the Callaway Cavaliers.
The ball carrier that time was Laquez Gilbert. As they're giving Dixon a bit of a rest. He deserves it as the Cavaliers are leading this one 27-7. And Tigers are going to call a timeout right now with 2:52 left to go this contest. Let's take 30 seconds back to the session as the Tigers are trailing 27-7 on Eagle Sports.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. We're late in this ball game. 2:52 left to go in this contest as the Tigers are trailing Callaway, trailing the whole ball game. And actually, if I think about it, I'm not sure that we've led this season, Greg.
No, you're right. Again, a lot of bright spots tonight, a lot of spots that need to be picked up from top to bottom for the Tigers. All phases of the game. Certain phases look good, but most every phase, offense, defense, special teams, they all have got some kinks that's got to be worked out.
So Callaway, here they come. Quarterback Coleman will make a handoff as he'll cut back inside. Bounce to the outside and finally be brought down to about the 22-yard line. Taking a long time to get a whistle on that one. Clock continues to tick, 2:41. And Greg, I think that last timeout was less about stopping the clock and trying to get the ball back and more about just get these guys' heads screwed on. Realize, yes, we're trailing late in the game against our in-town rival, but you keep playing. You play till the last whistle.
Well, and they're going to run the football, so you're putting fresh legs in. You got Will Cooley in there. You got Royce White on defensive line. You're trying to strip the football. All right, so it looks like you may even have encroachment by the Tigers. You do. So that'll go from 2nd and 9 to 2nd and 4. And it could have been a couple of those offensive line guys that are stepping down, not used to the defensive front. You got Chris Hilton in there along with Will Cooley and Royce White on the defensive front. Looking through, you got Jordan Adams. So bottom line is they're just trying to strip the football right now to make something happen. These 8 o'clock starts are a little bit late for you and I, Jack.
That's exactly what my mom texted me earlier. She said, good things are Friday night. Kelly hands the ball off into the line, and they'll be stopped by a host of Tiger tacklers, including Royce White.
It was Charlie Dixon on the run again. And, again, he's tired as well. But, hey, that wouldn't mean if there's not a hole open, he wouldn't take it to the house.
Oh, no.
So 3rd down and 4 for Callaway.
Hey, credit Coleman. Coleman's jumping around the backfield like he's got a fresh set of legs. He looks good. They're waiting for every second on that play clock to tick off. It's down inside 10 seconds. Ball is snapped. It's Dixon with the ball. Fighting around. Going to pick up the first down.
Nice job by Quay Birdsong. Dixon's kind of rolling through, and he's just thinking, I'm about to take it to the house, and here comes Birdsong out of nowhere and just hits him from the backside but floors him. It does keep the possession for Callaway, and it's inside a minute, so they could just kind of maybe run one play and the ball game's over. He could almost, if he wanted to, just back up and take a knee.
Let's see what happens. They're going.
Well, that's probably what they're doing.
Going into victory formation here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There's a snap. He takes a knee, and that'll do things. Clock will tick down, and the Tigers will fall in this one, 27-7 to the Callaway Cavaliers, who played a great game tonight. A great way to start their season. Season that a lot of people say could end up in another another opportunity at a state championship for them.
So they're going to bring them out and line them up on the numbers.
On the hash marks.
Yeah, we've been tackling and sweating on each other all night, but now we're going to social distance.
Yeah, we haven't really understood this one. But in the middle of the field, Coach Wiggins and Coach Glisson meeting and saying, hey.
I got an idea. I'm on a social distance from you. I'm just going to go to my truck. You can handle a radio show. That's how it works, right? Is that how it works?
Well, after you talk to Coach Glisson, how about that?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get a word in after he. I'm sure each team will go to particular end zones. And
this is. I'm sorry, y'all. This is the silliest thing in the world. We come to the hash marks and wave at each other.
Yeah.
After we've been hitting on each other for the past 2.5, 3 hours.
Well, actually, they're heading to the dressing room. So let me see if I can get Coach to say a couple of words. Well, actually, I may not, because he's kind of heading to the locker room. He's quick. He's quick about it. So we won't be talking to Coach Glisson tonight.
But you will be talking to him Monday night.
We will be talking to him Monday night. live from Your Pie Pizza. Y'all come out and join us. Get you a pizza. What a wonderful place to eat. Great personal pizza there, and plenty of good drinks out there. And we get out on the porch area, and it's a nice weather. This good time of year to be out there. See, Callaway will be on the air at 7 with Andrew Caraway and Coach Pete Wiggins. I'll be on at 7:30 with Coach Tanner Glisson. And then your man Jack Mormon will be on at 8 o'clock with Coach Napier from LaGrange talking about his first victory. So come on out. Let's have a good time Monday night. Eat some food and just be good sports and head on into the next game of the season.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back. We got lots more to talk about as we'll close this game out. 27-7 is your score as the Troup High School Tigers are at final on this one. Let's take another spot break. Back to the station. You listen to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
You still don't need to buy no ugly shirt now.
At Mud Creek Graphics, we have over 23 years of experience bringing you the very best in apparel printing. Our exceptional graphic artists will work with you to create beautiful custom-designed T-shirts for any occasion. But that's not all. Mud Creek is there for you for the printing of banners and signs that will get your message across to everyone. We love supporting our local schools every year, so for your custom T-shirts, signs, banners, embroidery, and more, like Mud Creek Graphics on the Book of Faces, or visit us at 211 Greenville Street.
At ML Aubrey, we are proud to sponsor the Troup Tigers this year. ML Aubrey is the oldest continuously operated family-owned farm supply store in the South. We have feed for every animal, of course, but we do sell lots of Carhartt clothing, plus Rocky, Georgia, Dan Post, and Muck boots. We sell food plot seed with all the different seeds you need. Our 5-way Pats blend is only $16.95 for 50 pounds, and this year, 50 pounds of our own Triple 13 is only $10.45 a bag at ML Aubrey. We are ML Aubrey, Main Street, beautiful downtown Roanoke.
Kia of LaGrange would like to personally invite you to see the evolution of the sedan. Kia has transformed the Kia Optima into the sedan of the future. The all-new, totally awesome 2021 Kia K5. Yep, it's okay to stare because it's show-stopping and jaw-dropping. You can drive a 2021 Kia K5 LX model starting at only $23,998. Test drive one today. Kia of LaGrange at 1217 Lafayette Parkway.
This moment of relief brought to you by your local State Farm agent, who also brings relief with insurance for what you value most.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers High School football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. The Tigers fall tonight to a very tough Callaway team. Callaway played very, very well tonight. Let's give you some scores real quick from around our area, and then we'll take another break, and then we'll close things out. Carver beating Spencer 53-7 tonight. Columbus early in the week was defeated by Pacelli. Then, of course, tonight's score 27-7, Callaway over Troup. And then Chattahoochee County, they defeated Shaw 23-13. So our region, not a bunch of powerhouses right now. Right now, I think LaGrange and maybe Carver right now are the ones that have not lost. They both lost ball games, but they're playing very well, very, very well. Let's go take another break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here from Callaway Stadium as the Troup High School Tigers have fallen to the Callaway Cavaliers 27-7 right here on Eagle Sports.
A Southern tradition since 1945, that's Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House. You can find them at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So when you're ready for lunch, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., come to Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for meat, 2 vegetables, and a bread, dessert, and drink for only $7.29. That's a big lunch for a small price. So when you're ready for a delicious barbecue and only U.S. farm-raised catfish, make your way to 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange for Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for a great meal.
Hi, football fans. This is Kenny Sin from Glenn Smith in Opelika. We are happy to be a sponsor of high school football once again. We believe that high school athletics builds character among young people, and we are honored to lend our support. This is a great area to live in. Play, work, worship, and retire. In our 28th year, we are your Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer for East Alabama and West Georgia. Online at glennsmith.com. Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Buick, GMC. Get ready to smile.
Hello, I'm Dennis Montgomery, and I recently joined the wonderful staff here at the Medicine Cabinet on Vernon Road. As a lifelong resident of Troup County, God has blessed me with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience. I look forward to taking care of you and your family with all of your pharmacy needs here at the Medicine Cabinet with 3 locations in LaGrange, Lee's Crossing, Vernon Road, and Moody Bridge. Plus, remember we have great ice cream and shakes at the soda shop here at the Medicine Cabinet on Vernon Road.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Now back to the field for more Troup Tigers high school football.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Bowman, Greg Hicks. We're live here at Callaway Stadium as the Troup High School Tigers have fallen tonight to the Callaway Cavaliers. And Greg, it was another game where just too many mistakes, and we just hard to overcome those.
Yeah, again, a lot of mistakes, as Coach G said, going into halftime. You know, we got to fix us, and we making too many mistakes, and those mistakes continued in the second half. We looked, we thought, we're getting some bright spots here, but
and there were some moments.
They were, but I'm standing down here on the kickoff where Callaway decides just to do a Troup mimic and kicks it down to about the 35, and we had a couple of guys literally just standing around looking, and we were very lucky to even get that ball. Because, there's like 5 Cavaliers around it, and one of our guys was able to fight it away from them, but it's like 3 or 4 Troup guys just standing around looking at the football, and, that can't happen. It's like they was in a daze. And then now you get a drive, you got a couple minutes or so left, and you're on the 1-yard line. It's 4th down. And then, unfortunately, Will Cooley made a kind of a bad snap, and he came off the field and said, hey, man, I acknowledge that. It should have been a better snap, and it forced Todd, the quarterback, to scramble around. And by this time, you had all the Cavaliers tackling for about 4 or 5 yard loss. So pretty much forget all that. So, you just feel like when we did have a few bright spots to get in the end zone, it just went away from us.
Well, one of the words that I really, and I'll probably talk to Coach G about this myself during the Monday night time, is the word urgency. The guys got to learn to play with some urgency late in these ball games. We're just really jumping up to the line of scrimmage. We seem to be not realizing that, hey, there's still time on this clock. There's still amazing things that can happen. We were still within 8 minutes of the game and had opportunities that we just still kind of slow to the line of scrimmage and not quickly back up to the ball. I just want to see that urgency kind of instilled in them.
Well, and I think that urgency's got to come from more than just the players as well. And with that being said, they'll go back and look at film, and they'll see where they need to make some corrections. And possibly so a few guys probably need to run a few extra laps and maybe do a few extra push-ups. And as I was telling a couple of guys down here on the sidelines just then, maybe some of these guys that are a little apprehensive about tackling a big kid like Dixon, maybe we need to bring out the Oklahoma drill. Not for sure, but, it's just, again, a lot of guys that are – you just don't tackle a big kid like that chest high. You just don't. You can't. 9 times out of 10, if not 99 out of 100, he's just going to run over you. You're going to bounce off of him. So you better be probably serious about how you want to tackle him. it may hurt a minute, but your feelings are going to hurt a whole lot longer with him running over you.
Well, the Tigers will have a time to think about this next week, but it'll be hard away. They'll take on here at home in 2 weeks. But it's been a tough first 2 games, but maybe we can get things kind of moving back in our direction in a couple weeks, Greg.
I hope so.
All right. So for Greg Hicks, any last thoughts, Greg?
No, I just want you guys to come on out to Your Pie Pizza Monday night there on Main Street in LaGrange. Troup Pie starts at 7:30. Callaway will be at 7, and Jack will back us up at 8 with the LaGrange show. You guys come on out and make it a night Monday night. You'll really enjoy it. We have a good time hanging out with everybody and eating pizza and calzones, et cetera, and it's just a good time had by all. If you can't make it, join us on Eagle1023.com to listen to us, or get on the Eagles Facebook as they'll be doing Facebook Live throughout the night.
I'll make sure, actually, if you'll come over to Bull Street, since it's on the other side.
I did say Main Street. Yeah, the Bull Street.
There's some good things to eat over there on Main Street, too, but come on over to Your Pie.
There's just no radio show over there.
Exactly. Well, there was one time. Let's go ahead and end things here before we get in trouble. 27-7 is your final. The Callaway Cavaliers have defeated the Troup High School Tigers. Well, for all the gang that helps us to put this thing on, for Greg, I'm Jack, and we'll see you next time on the radio.
Hello, I'm Steve Butts, and recently joined the wonderful staff here at the Medicine Cabinet on Moody Bridge Road. As a lifelong resident of Troup County and 32 years of pharmacy experience, I look forward to reacquainting myself with old Coley Drugs customers and to taking care of you and your family with all your pharmacy needs here at the Medicine Cabinet, with 3 locations in LaGrange, Lee's Crossing, Vernon Road, and Moody Bridge. Remember, we still do custom compounding of prescriptions here at the Moody Bridge location, and I have the keys in my pocket.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at